Okay, cool. Cool. Because I'd like to fuck around with the recording afterwards.
Okay, well, I'll just get out of this really quick. Yeah, I'm sorry. God, why do they do this bullshit?
I forgot. I could have told you ahead of time that YouTube did that. I forgot that it does.
I forgot that it does too. Talk shows. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And then stream chat. Most likely, I'm gonna be doing this on Twitch, just through.
Yeah. As I said,
Connecting to chat.
Your people are going to be your people, so.
Well, this is just going to be something fun for us to do. Like, really, I want to do this just to hang out.
Yeah.
And also, we could probably put on background music. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
do you got background music?
I forgot how. I forgot
I don't use Streamlabs.
I forgot how to do
I'm already running into one beautiful problem.
What is it?
It's so hard for me not to look at myself.
No, you gotta stop. I do that too. Like, you know when you're talking to someone? I know. You know when you're talking to someone on the phone and you just keep looking at yourself and you keep going like this and that. And then it may take a hot minute to, like, start up. I haven't been on Twitch in forever. I wouldn't be surprised if everybody is like, oh, hey, we're live. Awesome. So, but I'm going to mute. I haven't been on Twitch in forever. Shut up. It's too much. Okay, so first of all, cheers.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers, fucking cheers. If we're doing this for, I don't know, nobody's here, but that's okay. This is my best friend. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube, all three of you, this is essentially us having fun and being best friends.
And talking about the weird shit that we normally keep hidden from you guys.
Yeah.
We share with each other.
I know. Like, this is, right off, you're a different person. Right off.
Oh, yeah.
Some people, they just have to talk to me. And it's like, you're not,
I get it.
Oh my God. Oh. Hey, Papsu, what's going on, honey? We are doing a fun, do you like scary shit? We like scary shit, and we like weird shit, and we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Papsu, how you doing? So I'm back on Twitch with this guy. And also, I need a stream. What game should I play?
Something in theme.
Do you want to play Outlast together?
Only because you want me to.
I want you to play Outlast so bad.
You've already played Outlast on your stream.
No. Here's the thing. I haven't played it in years.
Right. Okay, that's fair.
So it's...
And I've never watched it be played. Like, I know it's scary, but I know nothing else about it.
My butthole very tight. Now, so... Oh my God. We look so good.
Yeah, I know.
I love it.
I always look good, though.
So, but my butthole's... Okay, so what is... I'm doing good. So this is Kyle Papsu. Papsu, where are you from again, sweetie? Because it's been a while since I've been on stream. And just let you know, stream delays a bit.
I know.
So sometimes it takes a hot minute for people to, like... Oh my God, we have 3 people watching this.
Oh my God, those big, beautiful single digits.
Speaking of Ghost Media, what movie did we watch last night?
Last night, I introduced Ashley to the wonderful legacy of 13 Ghosts, the 90s, early 2000s classic that looks like a really, really bad Nine Inch Nails music video. What did you think of it?
I loved it, and I got really wrapped up in it.
You did.
I was that obnoxious person in the movie theater throwing popcorn because there was a twist in there. For some reason, I was like, Miss Honey, how could you do that? So Popsy's from Finland.
I just really liked at the point where you erupted out of your chair and then stood 6 inches from the screen for like 20 minutes for no reason.
I'm so happy. I know. Well, no, I wasn't. I was invested. So when it comes to great cinema with great storytelling and
which is what 13 Ghosts is.
It was made in 2000s, early 2000s.
Yeah, I think 2001.
Does it show?
Oh, yeah, it shows.
How?
Well,
how's the show?
I think it's the fact that it strives for no realism.
By the way, I'm going to post about us on Twitter. I totally forgot about that.
Like,
I have a very small following, but hey, it's something.
Well, so for those 3 of you who have seen 13 Ghosts and happen to be in this room, wow, what an exclusive group of people. It is basically a ghost movie in which 13 Organization 13 like specters of various random heavy metal designs terrorize the guy from Monk in a big glass house. It's a really good time.
Well, here's what I love is I was really invested in the idea of a black zodiac, and come to find out, cool. When Belios wasn't a thing, I was really bummed. And when the black zodiac wasn't a thing, I was also really bummed.
Well, black zodiac, oh, you mean in real life? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a bummer.
I actually Googled it, and
it's
not true. It's not a real thing.
Yeah.
It's not a real thing.
You want me to blow your mind about the zodiac real quick?
I want to. I love it. I love it.
You know how many zodiac signs there are?
5?
There's 14.
Well, which ones are they?
Isn't that weird?
Well, how many are there? 12?
Yeah, 12 is what everybody operates off of, but there's actually 14 zodiac signs. There's 14 stars, like constellations you can be born under.
Yeah.
But we only do the 12.
Why do we only do 12?
Because one of the constellations has the sun in it. It's one of its...
Oh, that's mine.
So you can't, like... see it. That's why every once in a while, like every 6 years or so, you'll see people sharing an article that's like NASA says Zodiac's bullshit because they're talking about this other constellation.
Here's my thing about astrology: it's fun.
Oh, super fun.
But I have some friends who take it too seriously.
Oh yeah. Actually, this kind of perfectly leads. Oh, do you have an example?
No. Well, I shouldn't say specific things. But there are some things she has said. She's like, oh, she's such a this. I'm like, no, she's just an asshole.
That's like...
It's not because she's a Taurus and moon, which I am.
Right.
Thank you.
Right, yeah.
Who likes CoStar here? Have you done CoStar?
No.
So CoStar is an app where you, of course, put in all your information.
I think you told me about it once.
And it tells you what you're ascending. Like, beautiful. Your thing in Jupiter, your thing in Pluto, and it tells you, like, why you suck and why you rock. And it's like, I already know these things.
Right.
I don't need an app to tell me, hey, you're impatient. I'm like, so is everybody with an addiction to the internet.
Mm-hmm. Well, and so I'm a Gemini, and Gemini is, like, easily the most demonized and hated zodiac sign.
That's so funny. I thought it was Scorpio.
Well, okay, Scorpio's up there. It's like a second place.
They're the devil.
Yeah, but Geminis are two-faced, like betrayers, snakes that turn on you.
And here you are Dionysus.
Right, and I'm fucking token Gemini. Like, if you read what Gemini is, I am that hard. But, like, people want to hate me because I'm a Gemini, and, like,
that's ridiculous. No,
I'm lovable. I'm a lovable little guy.
I've known this man since I was 15.
I've been a lovable little guy the whole time.
There's a reason. By the way, do you like how they're flipped? Sorry, this is something we can only see on our side. So anyways, ADD.
Yes. What?
This should also be called the ADD channel.
Never. So,
oh my god!
On the topic of Zodiac, though, because you have to bring it up.
Yeah.
So that's a great example of the spot. Like, I'm not a very, like, mystic guy. Like, I'm not very spiritual in a lot of ways. But
I think you are massively intelligent on the spiritual.
I love all of that stuff.
Yes.
And I've spent a lot of my life learning all that stuff. And unlike Zodiac, which I don't fully believe in, but it's fun and interesting, the one area I'm willing to embarrass myself in is, I will say without a shadow of a doubt, I 100% completely believe in ghosts. I will die on this hill. I absolutely do. It's the only silly supernatural
I believe
thing.
in ghosts because you believe in ghosts.
I know they are real. I'm not going to get into it, but there was a point in my life where I've been given so much scientific knowledge that they were real.
My mama still don't believe you.
That's okay. I'll return her one day.
I'm sorry. I snorted right in the mic. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh my god.
I'll turn her one day. I just need a good spot that's not my old house, which is a shame. Or that big glass house from 13 Ghosts. That'd be tight.
No, I hate that house. I hate it.
You can see everybody shitting in every room.
I know. Great. I'm like, I don't need you to look at my cooter. Some days it's just not meant to be viewed. It is not a day for viewing.
I just feel like everybody who lives in a big glass house gets to know each other at a whole different level.
Hi, Andrew. Hey, baby. How you doing? Guardian Andrew has been a long time follower of mine. He's a total fucking sweetheart.
Hi, Guardian.
This is my best friend, Kyle. We are going to start just to do this silly shit together because this is what makes us happy.
And then hopefully she'll start streaming again, too. Hopefully.
I do. I want to stream with Nick and Robert for Destiny.
Yeah, but if Robert goes on your show, your whole audience is going to change.
Robert is so beautiful.
He's so goddamn beautiful.
All my friends are beautiful. You're beautiful. Robert's beautiful, Chad.
Yeah, but not like... Robert's like supernatural beautiful. He's like straight out of Greek mythology.
Andrew's like, who are you again? And I'm like, I understand this joke. Because I'm sorry, I'm so busy and successful. Okay, so Black Zodiac. What are the 2 signs that have now been added to the Zodiac?
So they're not added. They've always been there, but when astrology became real big in the 1800s, they just didn't make the cut for some reason. So one of them,
it's a fucking Hollywood.
Oh, also
Friends audition.
I'm gonna throw this out there.
Grab my water. We're drinking whiskey.
Oh yeah, and water.
Yeah.
Hydration. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna throw this out there before anybody accidentally thinks that we're experts on anything or
not.
should take anything we're saying seriously. Everything I am about to say, I know to be true, but that doesn't mean I'm remembering it right or that my source is accurate.
Everything is true. Everything.
So,
but to be fair, I have grown up with you in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
We've known each other ever since we were really young, actually, like 13, 14. And he has been... I've heard these stories for a long time. And we'll cover this on another day. There's some other things. It's not gonna be today. No, there's too much
fun stuff.
Too much bullshit that happened in your house. And the fact that your girlfriend finally saw it after how many years?
Yeah.
Right before you guys moved?
The last year we were there, we've been together for 8 years at that point, and she finally had 3 back-to-back supernatural experiences in like 1 week, and they were all awesome. But...
Oh my god. But media and what are ghosts? And we had an outline of what we were going to talk about.
But we know we're too ADD to stick to it. That's fine. Outlines are for organized people, and we're not that, and that's fine.
Hopefully nobody that wants to hire me just saw that. I am organized and attentive to detail.
You're a problem solver who understands your own ADD. There you go. That's how you sell that.
Damn, I'm putting that on my res. Did y'all hear that? If y'all heard that, write them down. If you have issues with being like detailed, just say you're a problem solver who knows how to handle your own mental bullshit. I like the word mental bullshit.
I think a resume would love the word bullshit printed on it.
I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to start just saying bullshit. Okay.
So today's topic, we're going to cover different topics when we do this kind of weird talk show thing. Today's topic is super generic because this is episode 0. So we're just talking ghosts today. And for whatever reason, if you happen to have your own experiences or questions or thoughts when it comes to ghost, throw them in the fucking chat. We'll talk about them too. Today, the whole reason we wanted to talk ghosts is because for some reason it's the only supernatural thing out there that like people actually believe. You're not thought of as like being a total idiot.
I would die to see if I ever experienced a poltergeist or a demonic. Like I am out of a Catholic church. It's like, take possession of me. I just want to know. I just want to know. It's horrible. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
Oh, no, you're totally good.
Hey, sorry, hold on. Hey, Superman. Hey, Chris. So do you know Chris? Hold on, I'll get you his name.
I know a lot of names, but I'm also awful with names. So
it's okay. If I show you a picture, you'll know who I'm talking about.
I'm good at faces. Yeah.
But like he knew us totally. But hey, Brett. Hey, sweetie. Well, we are having. I'm totally gonna try to hop on more because my spirit has been dead. And we like to talk about things, and we're like, man, maybe we should talk and actually meet people online, and and you know me when I look at you, marketing. Hey, Reaper, what's going on, baby? So these are all regular viewers of mine from days gone by when I was young and beautiful. Now I'm just beautiful.
And young. It's just the order of the 2 words switch. It's fine.
You. See? Best friends. Best friends. So we are talking today about ghost adventures.
Ghosts and weird ghosty stuff. And then in other episodes of this, we'll talk about other weird shit that'll be on a different spectrum. But today's ghosts.
And please, guys, because this is an intimate crowd, let me know if anything's wrong with the stream. Let me know if stuff isn't going through. If someone is following, it's not popping up. My bad. If you are donating and it's not popping up, just let me know. But we miss you. You're a Ghostbusters fan?
Me too.
That's a great movie, Ghostbusters.
Yeah. I love that Ghostbusters 2 is basically just copy-paste repeat of the first movie. But
like Metal Gear Solid 2 was the Metal... Sorry, I get on this. Sorry. Yeah. Go on.
No, I want to hear your Metal Gear Solid.
Okay, here's my thing about Metal Gear Solid. I love Metal Gear Solid 1. I love it. But here's the thing. I love Metal Gear Solid 3 the best because it's the only one that doesn't deal with fucking Shadow Moses. Okay? Because Metal Gear Solid 2 is just brain. It's just fun. It's bullshit. Sorry.
Most of those weren't even words. A majority of them were words.
I'm like watching myself.
Oh no.
I'm turning red.
Yeah, you can't.
Okay, so what are ghosts?
Yeah, seriously though.
Ah! Oh, Reaper Senpai just reached up.
I didn't realize that was your sub noise. It scared the shit out of me.
I forgot. That's my husband.
That's beautiful.
Sephiroth.
Yeah, I know.
But please, if I ever
Sephiroth's been your husband since you were in middle school.
If I ever do date a psycho, please tell me. I would actually like.
Well, I'll only tell you if it's not a hot psycho like Sephiroth.
Oh my god! Thank you. I love you. Yay! Okay.
So yeah, the reason the topic today is ghosts is because apparently 3 in 5 Americans believe in ghosts, which is a crazy rate. Yeah, I mean,
some form of it, some form of
yeah.
energy that manifests itself.
And that's the first question I kind of wanted to ask you is like, if you believe them, what do you think they are? What's your...
So if we're talking the classic ghosts, like seeing Queen Anne's body or seeing a figure go up and down the stairs a million times.
Like the brown lady?
Yes. I really have a feeling that is either a type of imprint on history. There was, and I wish I reviewed what I read a long time ago, because to me it made sense.
Coming into this fully ignorant and fully dumb is the way to do it. I mean, that's what we're doing here, right?
But what happens is energy manifests, and energy, I think, can manifest in either a corporeal form. That's also how I think poltergeists are a thing, with like teenage hormones, because most poltergeists are shown up in homes with teenagers.
Right.
But I also think some people can have such a trauma, it imprints on time, if that makes any sense.
Totally, yeah.
And I love that because it sounds ridiculous, but to me it makes sense.
Yeah.
And also, if you go to, say, where a lot of soldiers died, it's very creepy because it's where a lot of pain happened. And usually where a lot of pain happened is where a lot of bullshit happens. So it's more... And I do think there are some things you shouldn't fuck with.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if someone, killed goats in a backyard and had bones just lying there, and it's like, hey, there's an entity in my house.
My childhood home was awesome. No, I largely agree. As I said, I feel silly having this one bugaboo that I do believe in, but...
But we all need... I just choked.
Yeah.
We all need something fun.
Yeah.
Life can be so black and white or beige. Do you want to be a sad beige? Do you want Alex Herzog to narrate your life?
I mean,
no, you need
kinda.
something fun to believe in. And when you have I have personal experiences, not with ghosts, but I have experiences with, for example, if certain people in my family were near death, I would have a presence come to me and say, hey, they're going to die in like 2 weeks. So go take care of your mom. Like, for example, when her brother died. And it was true. And it was kind of like this grandfatherly figure.
Yeah.
Now, the sweet woman, and she, in her eyes, the sweet woman that tutored me, I would go have tea with her, and she's very religious. She'd be like, that was the Holy Spirit. He was guiding you. And I'm like, girl, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, I like that view.
No, totally.
I think that's great. But also, I just think we have connections that don't end at death.
Yeah.
That was a very eloquent way of
saying...
Yeah,
you said it. No, I like it. I like it a lot.
Like Dios de los Muertos.
Yeah.
Go celebrate. Go have fun. The veil is thin. Go party.
Do you know how electron microscopes work?
No.
So we're going to get some like pseudoscience metaphysics bullshit that
Love
is
it.
all bullshit. So electron microscopes, the way that they're able to take pictures of things that are so incredibly imperceptibly small you can't even actually see them
Like my dick. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. Well.
sorry.
That would explain a lot of things, but basically, full layman's terms, they blast that shit with electrons. Okay, and the energy itself, like when it bounces back, hell, you can almost think of it like sonar. When it bounces back, what doesn't is what you measure and what you see.
Yeah.
So you can like imagine where the nucleus of an atom is because it's the only spot where energy didn't bounce back at you.
Okay.
And that imprinting, what captures it on the front side, causes us to be able to take pictures of things in many, many ways are almost theoretical or non-existent. Almost. So I've always kind of thought, and this is really silly and I know it's a stretch, I've always kind of thought that like, if we are just electric flesh bags filled with raging energy and emotion and whatnot, in our biggest, most terrible moments, and that electricity is the largest, the boldest, that energy literally takes a snapshot of the moment from you.
You know what? You actually kind of just proven, not proven, but you more eloquently put why I think the imprint on time, like it takes a snapshot.
Well, and that's why I think...
Pseudo bullshit, but it's interesting pseudo bullshit.
And that's part of the reason why, like, the particular types of ghosts people talk about that aren't things you can interact with or talk to, they're just like the same lady going down the same stairs on these particular circumstances.
And then you have ghosts you can talk to.
And it's because it's not even like a spirit. There's nothing supernatural about it. It is literally, it's a video that was recorded not in the digital format, but in the format of like humans, of our energy, of our emotional spectrum.
I think we sometimes underestimate how much energy is in a human and what it is electricity-wise.
Yeah. Well, both electricity and like literal energy. Like we're one of the only things out in this entire goddamn universe that has will, and like you've got to think about the fact that we are so hilariously unique.
Kyle, it's called manifestation.
Yeah, I'm aware. I hear about this all the time.
It's called The Secret.
But, I don't know. I think that when you get to, like, ghosts and whatnot that seemingly have a will or a goal or can, throw textbooks across kitchen tables and shit, I think in that spectrum, we're no longer dealing with, like, an imprint or a picture. I think that you're getting, like, I'm going to word this so stupidly.
I love it.
People who are bad at dying. Like...
They can't let go. They can't let go.
Because, like, when you die and all your energy dissipates and you stop being a magical electrical corpse and instead you're just literal corpse, like, I think that it's possible for that energy to move on and it literally just be stuck in where it happened just because it doesn't understand it's supposed to fully dissipate out into the universe. Well,
this also circles back to different cultures and how they do altars and incense and offerings to be like, they understand in a primal sense that some people just don't want to fucking go. Some people are mad. There's a reason why certain evil places have energy or have not so great things going on, because they're like, you need to go. You need to leave. Here's your bag. Here's your coin. Go to the River Styx. Get the fuck out. In a nice way. And also, it's just also like saying we're okay.
Well, it's also...
We love you. Goodbye.
I love the fact that, like, different cultures have such different ghost stories, and it's really, really easy to just look at that and say, well, that is your proof that they're objectively not real because they're so different across different cultures.
Yeah.
But, like, ultimately, it's the same reason that, like, I don't want to talk about demonic possession today, but the same reason that, like, the group that gets possessed is Catholics. Because, like, they believe they can be possessed. So it opens up the possibility.
It's just a formation of Catholic guilt.
Yeah, absolutely.
I grew up with Catholics. I was raised Catholic. And I'm not anymore, but I can definitely see the...
Can I I'm jumping topic for a second.
This is also known as an ADD friendly channel. We're going from topic to subtopic to subtopic to bullshit.
So, fancy wine. There we go. One of my favorite studies ever done, and I absolutely love it, was in 2006, a group of sommeliers proved that really expensive wine tasted better. And when you read that, you go, okay, sure, maybe it's better ground, better grapes, better techniques, better bottle, whatever. But the study is the opposite of that. It's the fact that it is expensive makes it taste better. And no joke. So part of the study is they took really cheap wine and they put it into expensive bottles and then told you the price. And people would literally always rate it higher. But what people were expecting is that it was snobbery. It was like, well, it should taste better because I paid more for it. But literally measuring the brainwaves, the tongues of those people, it tasted better. It actually was better. And so I love this little story when talking about spiritual shit, because it shows the strength of belief. Your belief that the wine should be better made it at a chemical level actually taste better. So take that and apply it to death.
Yeah. So
say you're 19th century Japanese person who believes in yokai, and you die, and say you're bad at dying, because I've established that's how you make ghosts.
It took 5 arrows. It took poison.
Yeah, you're right.
You just don't want to fucking go,
and
man.
And when you don't move on, it doesn't need to match a European ghost, because you already believe that the afterlife and that death looks this way.
Yeah.
So when you cling to this mortal realm and you choose and you become something other, you become what you already expected yourself to, what you believed was even possible to. It's kind of, as I said, my super layman's way of talking great spiritual.
We did get an interesting comment from Superman. Hi, baby! So what he says, I remember seeing a ghost, and it was kind of interesting how it happened, because I was watching TV, and out of the corner of my left eye, all I see is a girl with a dress floating across my kitchen. Ooh.
Love it.
And I love it. I wish I was there. And heading out to my porch door, this girl I saw, you could literally see their face and arms while wearing the white dress they had. I got up and checked the porch door on my right and saw nothing, then looked left and nothing. This is my ghost experience. And I'm like...
I love it.
I love that.
So...
Were you half asleep? Was it a sleep paralysis demon? Because that's happened to me. I've had a scary sleep paralysis demon experience, but that's for another day.
I also see that Brett had said, like, kind of torn on whether ghosts are an actual thing. Yet again, 3 out of 5 people in America believe them, probably just because we're stupid. But I will say, unlike a lot
and
of...
it's fun.
No.
Let's not forget, it's fun to kind of
I
obsess about that.
If for some horrible reason I accidentally wind up successful in life, and this is a record of me saying I believe in ghosts, I'm totally okay with that, because I've had a number of experiences. I lived in a hilariously haunted house, and I'm not embarrassed to like to say that I know without a shadow of a doubt that
It always had an aura about it.
I also, though, know that like most people are never going to experience anything. Doesn't matter how many ghost tours you go on or how many haunted hotels you're going to stay in. Most of them are fake. And a lot of it is being kind of like lightly welcoming to it.
You don't want to pressure them.
No, well, and...
You don't want to pressure a ghost to perform.
And, like, honestly, the number of shooting stars that cross across our sky every single night is in the thousands, and some people will live their entire lives without seeing one. And the supernatural is kind of the same way. You could be in the most haunted building, the most haunted city in America, and never ever experience things, even though you live there 10 years. And that doesn't mean that they're not real. That being said, people who don't believe in them, good on you. Not believing supernatural stuff's a good thing.
You don't...
I know this shit's real. I've experienced it.
Hey, Cornelio, how you doing, sweetie? But here's my thing. If I saw a ghost, I would try to be its friend.
Yeah.
I'd be like, if I don't become your friend, what is the fucking point?
But that's...
I gotta people please the shit out of people. And if I people please a ghost who's dead, I win.
I was about to say
that's my thought.
That's just how you approach life. So yeah, of course it would carry over to our supernatural friend. I will say, Superman, that particular story, anything that is visual is like one of the rarest type of apparitions.
I'm jealous, actually. I'm really jealous of you. I just get feelings.
It's very, very, very cool. My house, we had a lot of audio hauntings, and not like knocks and bumps and stuff. A lot of like conversations in other rooms and hearing friends that weren't in the house talking and stuff like that. Super fun. But I never actually saw any physical apparition. I just
had no time for that.
I saw objects moving and a lot of sounds. But yet again, stories for another day. I forgot what they're called right now. But you know those... I actually have to Google this.
Oh, is it with the fairy lights?
No, it's the ghost that Buddhist monks summon.
Like a Pokemon?
That...
Our whole friend group chat has been filled with Pokemon.
Yeah.
So I didn't bother to buy it because I'm like, it's just gonna be the same as every other Pokemon game, and it's just gonna be broken.
Well, it's broken as hell, but it's sad. It's wildly enough not the same.
I understand the rant of like, this is the most expensive, richest like game. Put money in it. What's wrong with that?
All right, I can't find it. And that's
it's okay.
fine. But
that's another subject for another day.
Yeah, it is. It's just a very interesting. Very, very interesting little subtopic. I also love the fact that unlike all other forms of supernatural stuff, Ghost's place in pop culture is hilariously insane. I mean, hell, Ghost is a type in Pokemon. There's no goblin type. There's no werewolf type. But
there's no... Wait, is there a bard type?
No, but there's Ghost type.
Is there a vampire type?
No, there's just ghosts. And the fact that there's two DC ghost superheroes, Deadman and the Spectre, and they're actually fairly high ranking superheroes on the Justice League and stuff. And their power is they're a ghost. There's a Batman villain named Gentleman Ghost. Yet again, no other supernatural thing is so ingrained in our psyche in the way that we navigate the world. And I love that. Marvel, weirdly enough, I don't think has. Not off the top of my head. Besides Ghost Benjamin Franklin.
So if you want to talk about comics, this is the guy. This is the guy.
I'm talking just about nerd shit. I
know.
don't know why I'm like this.
I try to get the thing that despair. I know this is really off topic. What off topic? This channel?
What?
It's just where to start. That's it, really. Just where the fuck do you start with comics? But anyways, okay. So
yeah, that's a fact though. They're not. It's not a very accessible art form.
But let's see. Let's see. Have there been so there's famous ghosts in history. There's the Amityville haunting. There's the Bloody Mary. But that's more. Is that a tale? Because to me, I get confused.
Bloody Mary's the urban legend, but if you were to go out and Google top 10 ghosts, Bloody Mary would be on the list. But that's urban legend. I don't think something counts as a real ghost story unless it hits two criteria. One, it was told to you by somebody over an open fire or in a dark room. Then it counts. That's a ghost story. Or number two, it's people who are willing to damage their own credibility by being no, seriously, I saw this.
This was.
And there's a lot of attention seekers out there that are making shit up, and that's true more often than not. But ultimately, there's a lot of people out there that are so embarrassed by the fact that they're willing to defend their own stories. And I think that's a credence and a mark of a true tale.
He knows to this day I've been wanting like an actual visceral like poltergeist experience. And I never got that at your house. It just never deemed me good enough. I've heard enough from like secondhand accounts where stuff happened. But to me, I'm like, where are you, ghost?
Do you know that, no joke, if you were to... I'm so sorry, I'm bringing this up.
No, I love it.
Do you know if you were to rank all fetishes, that ghost fetish is one of the highest ranked in America?
Let me tell you something. If a poltergeist was making a noise in my room, I'd be like, what else can you do?
Yeah. What else can you move?
Like, excuse me. Yeah. Look, I got astral...
All right, you can make this room cold. Can you make it hot?
Yeah, like, hey, buddy, are you doing anything?
I love it.
It's been a bit. But I wonder why. Why is ghost fetish a thing?
I think it's just the concept of, like... It's almost like a guardian angel, right? Like, if you're living in a haunted house and you have a relationship with it... I mean this. I do. It's like, if you're living in a space that you believe or know is haunted... And it's just somebody who's readily accessible, available.
Well, I also think you can kind of be like, oh, what if they're hot?
Yeah.
Because if you can't see a face, they're hot. Or you want them to be hot, right? So it's like, what if he was hot? Like, what if he was on the right side of the war and he was hot?
Yeah. I know she's carrying her head down those stairs, but that's a good face and that body looks fine.
Hey, the torso? More like, give me more so.
I will say... Oh, that's delightful.
It's horrible.
That's delightful. The torso is the sexiest ghost in 13 Ghosts.
Okay, but would you fuck a ghost? Would you fuck a ghost? Hey, Clever, how are you?
Okay, Chris is asking the hard-hitting questions.
You are...
Okay.
Okay, but what if you're related to the ghost and you don't know it, and then it's like a Jerry Springer thing?
We could be writing this romance novel right now instead of doing this.
Fun story about ghost romance. When I was younger, I did read a ghost romance story, and it was cute. It was cute. It was like.
I tried to read
the Arrow Twilight.
There's a short story compilation called.
It was the girl who wrote Princess Diaries.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Huh.
I have to Wikipedia that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Nothing on the show is going to be accurate. So. Yeah, I tried to read a collection of short stories called "Makes You Shiver." And it was, and each short story was sexy and about ghosts.
Here's the thing. I would be scared about having the ectoplasmic cleanup. Ectoplasm isn't real.
Yeah. Oh, man, I can go into that really easily.
I know, right? Yeah. But to spank me. But the thing is, I think I'd be more scared that I couldn't see it. And I'd be more terrified. I'd put on a show, but if something was actually manhandling me and I couldn't see it, I'd actually be like... Oh no, just bad.
Oh, for sure,
just be scary. But it is fun. I just love the stories of
there is, and I will say
a ghost fucked me, and I'm like, you go girl. You go girl. Or you go guy. You go anybody who, as long as it was consensual. Consent is every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, this whiskey's good. Okay, but wait, hold on. Sexually transmitted supernatural diseases.
Yeah, those STSDs will get you.
I know, right?
My greatest concern.
Okay, but wait, hold on. Okay, let's see. So the most famous ghost story that I've read is about Kate Morgan. Mm-hmm. She was a guest at the Hotel del Coronado across the bay from downtown San Diego. And San Diego is definitely iffy. Meaning, like, there's a lot of stuff that happens in California. No. And was found dead on November 29th, 1892, on the staircase leading to the beach. Whether she took her own life or whether she was murdered is still a mystery to this day, but there have been stories from people that have stayed in the room she stayed in about her still hanging around. And shut up. Someone's just like, I got the ghost clap.
Very good.
Ooh.
Yeah, no.
Ghost mites.
Brett, the two coasts have the largest concentration of kind of like Western horror stories.
Why do you think that is?
Mostly because the American trauma may be everywhere, but it is heaviest on the coast because that's where immigration was happening. It's where the country blossomed. If you think about the whole concept of Manifest Destiny, when we moved from east to west, we didn't spend a whole lot of time in the middle. We bum rushed through the middle and then arrived on the west coast.
But I wouldn't be surprised if there are hot spots in the middle that showed...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing. For any good ghost story
Montana
or ghost legend, you need people to stick around and tell it. And keep it. And or if you want to talk about this from the ghost or real angle, if there's a fucking abandoned mine that's filled with dead miners and nobody lives there, we're not gonna know. Like, we're not gonna know that tale.
Is there a ghost story if the tree falls and no one hears it? That kind of idea?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, is there a ghost in this abandoned house if nobody's in the house?
Oh, it was a gunshot to the head. So I can understand if she was so scared before the gunshot, it was like you said, like the electric imprint. If this is all real, because this is a fun.
As I said,
this is a fun, stupid thing.
I say if for you guys, I believe this shit 100%.
But also, I can totally imagine, especially if you were murdered viciously and you are angry, and anger is hand in hand with living. Whether it depends on what class you're born in, what gender you're born in, what time you're born in. It can just leave a lot of bitterness, and I can definitely expect that bitterness to linger even when you pass, because God damn it, hurt people.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that over death, you know? When I don't get what I want, I'm a bitch.
Yeah.
Because I'm hurt.
Yeah. No. And, honestly, hurt people generally have something that they're trying to that's a good point.
Mess with the cranky Cajun ghost.
I agree with that.
I can just imagine my dead uncles. Misha, have you been...
Well, and adding to that, New Orleans is the most haunted city in America.
Haunted. We need to go.
I love New Orleans.
Originally, what I wanted for this man was to be a tarot reader in the New Orleans Square.
I make a lot of money.
You would make so much money.
Illegally. Not illegally. I was joking about that.
We're joking.
But I do make a lot of money when I go there, and I happen to have my tarot cards on me. Which I don't really believe in tarot. I'm the best tarot reader that there is.
Can I give my opinion on tarot?
Yeah.
I think it's a form of therapy.
Yeah.
Because you're going to hear what you want to hear, what you need to hear. Because sometimes the subconscious, it's screaming, and you are pushing it down. And it's like the tower, and it's like, oh my God, my life is going to... Sometimes... Well, remember when you predicted the tower for me?
I for a guy who doesn't believe in tarot, my hit rate's pretty fucking good. My favorite thing about specifically New Orleans when it comes to its legends of ghosts and everything is that it's also the only city where if you poll the population, a lot of people still believe in vampires.
That's interesting.
Isn't that
because
interesting?
That's not really a thing anymore.
Yeah,
I would think in old European countries there'd be a little bit of that.
There is some in the Balkans that do.
Yeah, like Balkans, or I would think Poland or something.
Yeah, but ultimately, I don't know why New Orleans is one of the only cities that actually has a population.
I think with that kind of mix, where my family's Cajun, so there's also the mix of Creole, and Creole is a mix of Jamaican, Haitian, French, and so you have wildly different and similar stories all coming together.
Yeah.
And magic, and I'm sure a lot of it was. Let me tell you something about Cajuns. Cajuns were kicked out of France to Nova Scotia. They were then kicked out to Nova Scotia, and they're like, y'all need to go to the swamp.
Yeah.
And so I also feel like they're like, we don't want none of your kind. Yeah. Your dirty ass kind.
And you don't deserve dry land.
you deserve
swamp.
You need a shrimp. Go get the shrimp. And so when you have that kind of... And what I love and admire about New Orleans and Louisiana is how much they just all came together instead of separated. It's so entangled. They're so entangled. Cool. Like if you go to certain plantations, a lot of the plantations were run by the eldest daughter, who's also Creole.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of Creole plantations, and no one wants to talk about that.
Yeah.
No one wants to talk about the winners. Yeah. No one wants to talk about the people that did well.
Well, and just the fact New Orleans is one of the few spots in America. Every place has got its own little culture and stuff, but man, Louisiana, it really could be its own country culturally.
That's what my daddy says.
It's true.
Yeah, my daddy says because it is.
It's because of what you talk about. It's because of the way the blending occurred. It's so many different cultures overlaid on top of each other until it became its own thing.
I have a good story. I have a dear friend. She moved to New Orleans to be with her boyfriend. Tiny was a tiny thing. Okay. She then moved to New Orleans, gained 40 pounds. And she's happy about it. She's happy about it. She's like, I live down the street from an amazing barbecue place. Yeah. It has hurt me, and I'm like,
and those French love their butter. There's a lot of butter in that cooking.
But what do you think about voodoo? Liger brought up a good point. What do you think about voodoo, or it's kind of like intent?
Fact, voodoo and hoodoo are still very, very common in Louisiana and the New Orleans area. Actually, specifically New Orleans area. I kind of love voodoo. Haitian hoodoo is one of the last pagan religions that never really lost its roots. Yeah, it's pagan religion, and unlike a lot of paganism today, which is neo-paganism, it's dead pagan religions that have been brought back under this banner. Yeah. Hoodoo never went anywhere. It's
like,
thousands of years old, and it's just as the same as it's ever been. It and Hinduism are like the two most ancient.
If I'm not slightly scared of the person who runs the store, why am I there?
Do you know anything about like the most legendary voodoo queen of New Orleans?
Yes, I do actually, but go ahead and introduce us.
No, but different day. Just curious. I will. A big part of what modern day voodoo has kind of become is something that's really fun about it, and back on the topic of ghosts and accident, is their whole relationship with death is that they're nearby.
Yeah.
That, like, when you die, your afterlife is in the family reunion. It's in the big barbecue.
Yeah.
Like, it's your ancestors and your family is like, they're right there. They're just right across the veil.
I love that.
Oh, I love it as well. And it's a big, like, part of the reason that you don't talk ill of the dead in cultures that are really dominated by voodoo is because they'll hear you. Because they're right there.
Yeah.
And they'll, if they got enough money.
That must suck if you actually had a really shitty family member and all you want to do is be like, oh, thank fuck they're dead, and you still got to care about their fucking feelings.
There's this hoodoo and voodoo, Loa, which is one of the pronunciations of their gods, named Mama Brigitte.
Mama Brigitte.
And Mama Brigitte, if you bribe her with rum and cigars or really good salsa, she'll let you commune with the dead, which I really like.
I mean, rum, cigars, and salsa.
Yeah.
That's actually...
Or actually just... salsa.
What do you need in life?
Spicy. Yeah.
What do you need?
That's all I kind of really need is rum and spicy food.
Ooh, Chris has a good story. My wife had an experience when she was younger. Her grandfather had inherited the Jack Russell Terrier of his deceased brother. After her grandfather was hospitalized, my wife and her mom went up there to see him and stay at his house. She spent the night at his house, and the dog got in her bed, and she had a dream being in the hospital with him, and his brother was talking with her about him. He told her that his grandfather would be fine. It wasn't his time. Then as soon as the dream ended, the dog left the bed. Kind of using that as like
I love that.
Like a type of messenger.
Yeah. I absolutely love things like that. I also love how similar that is to a lot of the stories of familiars back in like the 1600s. That's really interesting.
If you had a familiar, what would it be?
A crab.
I love that.
Yeah.
But I would fry it.
No. Okay, what's your familiar?
Danny! I would probably do a crow or a raven.
Yeah.
I'm scared of big one.
I'm scared of birds.
Okay, why is that again?
I don't know. I don't like the way they look. I don't like the way they move their heads. I don't like their eyes. I don't like their feet.
But I love that because I have dreams about white ravens a lot.
Really?
And supposedly, like if you go look into the mythology, they're messengers or whatever.
Yeah.
But I just think they're cool. I think they're really smart and they like shiny things.
I just think the concept of being like, "Hey, little crab guy, go deliver this message for me," and just like a crab scuttling in, and being like. I guess they just make bubble noises.
But I'd be so scared for it.
Yeah.
Because, like...
He's my familiar. He's
people
fine.
don't shoot and eat crows or ravens. They don't eat them.
Yeah. You don't... If a crab is wandering up Main Street in Houston, Texas, no one's going to shoot it.
In Houston,
They're going to be like, what the fuck is
where seafood is brine?
Yeah, but in the sidewalk? That sidewalk crab's got all kinds of issues. You leave that guy alone. And he's carrying a knife. A crab can carry a knife. A bird can't.
Okay, but can he also be carrying a letter?
Yes, like a letter and a knife.
Okay, wait. Liker's right. A crab in New Orleans would have.
No, I want to have a crab.
You know that one scene in Little Mermaid where he's like, "Oh, the crab."
Okay, I'll change it from a crab to a ferret.
Don't let us bully you. A fairy.
A ferret.
Oh, they smell.
Yeah,
they're so cute, but they smell.
Well, that's my brand. Is I'm real cute, but I smell.
You don't smell at all.
Liar.
Well, maybe I'm so used to you.
Yeah, that's probably.
We've been in each other's musk for so long.
For whatever reason, I'm not sweaty right now. So
Okay. So, by the way, Chris's wife's name is Ashley as well.
Whoa.
It's a good name. So, and Ashley and I both had dreams the same night after one of our dogs had died, and mine. He just jumped in my bed and was licking me. For her, he was in a field full of bubbles, and he told her he was fine. No, don't tell me stories like that.
That's too sweet and sad and sweet.
Well, I think the biggest thing, when my dog died, and this is also on the subject of grief, where when my dog died, I was like, how does he know he's okay? What if he doesn't know?
Yeah.
Like, that was my biggest fear when my dog died. I'm like, what if he's trying to talk to me and I can't hear him? And he's like, bitch, feed me.
Yeah. No,
And it's...
I totally have felt similar
So, if
things
anything, I'm a little envious of Chris having that...
Some degree of closure, almost.
Yeah. Like, the dog's like, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm going to go fuck around and party. I'll see you in 50, 60, 80 years, whatever.
Yeah, I don't normally... I try to keep dreams out of the supernatural generally.
Yeah.
But I also, yet again, tying back to the power of like human belief, I really do think there is something to be said about the fact that like our subconsciouses want us to know a lot of stuff, and sometimes the only way to like hear a truth you need to is either through a dream or through a deck of tarot cards or through whatever. Like you're more honest to yourself when you are unconscious, when you're just letting other signs tell you what you need to hear.
Speaking of dreams, whenever I have a shark in my dream, that means there's someone in my life that does not have my best interest at heart, is a nice way of saying it. But that's usually, I'm like, okay, this person is not good for me. Not to say they're out to get me. They're just not good for me.
Yeah.
You know, and since then, you just got to pay attention. And every dream of mine I've had has had water. Every dream, there's always water. When it's murky, when it's clear, great, you know. But it's like the weirdest things where you're like, okay, this is it's easy and stupid enough for me to get good clear water, good.
Yeah.
Bad water, bad.
Yeah. But also, you know, metaphors need to be tricky. That's good. That's.
Oh, Liger, we've had this experience.
Okay.
Heard someone call his name, and he was a mimic.
Yeah. So I was gonna avoid telling stories about my house, but this one now I have to. You invited it.
This is a great one. Mimics are so scary.
Actually, I gotta know. So type and answer this while I'm talking. But where was that? Like, was it in a space that you already thought had some energy or something, or were you out and about on the town? Because that's interesting. So my house, we lived there for 15, 16 years. And the longer we lived there, the more active it got. And towards the end, we started experiencing what we called mimics, which isn't like an actual ghost term. We came up with that ourselves. And not like RPG mimics. We're not talking treasure chests you want to...
Oh, God, can you imagine?
What it was is we would hear our friends and family that were not currently at the house. We would hear them do stuff. And it started off where you just kind of think you're the one imagining things are being silly. But then it got so common that we had to warn people when they would visit us. And so, like, one example is my dad, anytime all of our dogs would start barking and going crazy, my dad, the way he would shut them up is he would just yell, "Dogs!" And that's it. He wouldn't say stop or no. He would just yell dogs, and then all the dogs would go quiet. Me and my girlfriend at the time, we drove up to my house, and she knew the house was haunted, but she never experienced anything herself. And we, as we're pulling up and unloading the car, we hear all the dogs going crazy, excited that people are outside. And we then hear my dad inside the house yell, "Dogs!" And when he does, Rachel turns to me and is like, "Oh, Kevin's here." And then all the dogs shut up because they heard him yell.
That's creepy.
And then we went inside the house, and I don't see my dad's wheelchair, which normally is a thing. And then I look around, and no one is home at all. And it was just this moment of, like, Rachel at this point had never experienced anything. And suddenly she was like, "What the fuck? What the hell?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a mimic. You finally experienced a mimic, yes." But it was just us. It was just us there. And the best thing to me, though, is the fact that not only did she hear my dad yell dogs, but all of the dogs responded to it.
That's what makes it even more scary. It's the fact that dogs are pretty sensitive to that kind of shit. So I would assume.
I like they weren't scared.
And Buffy was smart.
Yeah,
she was smart. Buffy was his dog.
My baby.
And Angel was a sweet, sweet girl, but Buffy was pretty.
She was very smart.
Yeah, she was.
And Weenie was there, and he's still alive today, being a fat little sausage dog.
Oh, by the way, okay, so we have two stories. So Death said he spent the night in an abandoned insane asylum on a dare. You have to tell us how that was.
That's delightful.
What? I'm so jealous. Why haven't we done anything like that? Why are we so boring? Why am I boring?
Well, you were living across the country at the time.
Okay, I was. So we gotta do it again.
Yeah.
And then Liger was saying he was going into the kitchen. It was a female voice that said Richard. I went looking and no one was in the room it came from.
Isn't that delightful? Doesn't that feel nice?
I know.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, like, don't worry, because once in a while everybody has auditory hallucinations.
Oh, for
but
sure.
still, when it happens, it's like, I swear to God, that was my mother.
That's
and I'm like, Mom,
that is the specific reason why that mimic story that I have. We have a lot better ones that are scarier, but why that one sticks out in my mind is because the fucking dogs heard it. And that was just the...
You kind of wish dogs could talk, so they were like, yeah, this happened.
Yeah.
And Buffy was just like,
But
yeah.
I'm even glad that it was me and Rachel, just because Rachel isn't a liar or a storyteller or one to exaggerate.
Yeah, his girlfriend's pretty great.
So I'm really, really glad that like she's there to corroborate that.
I just love the idea of Rachel being so chill about everything, but this one thing she lies about.
Well,
right.
She experienced like 4 other things back after that. That was just her very first experience in the house.
Oh, the place was one of the original institutions on the East Coast. Okay, but when you spent the night, so he will never go there. And okay, but like, did you feel anything? Like, did you experience anything? That's so exciting. When you slept at the insane asylum.
I say it wasn't an insane asylum. It was an old. I guess technically it was, but it was an old like woman's ward where during the Great Depression and stuff.
Yeah.
And then before it was it was a children's hospital.
Oh, that's depressing.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. And we say that actually these days.
Oh, the firstborn son of the Black Zodiac. We just watched 13 Ghosts last night, and it was so much fun, and I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, I didn't have any experiences while I was there, but it was a spooky, fun time for sure. Also, that's super fun.
Yeah. You heard screaming in the air. My innards would be here. Every part of my lower part of my body would be up here.
Anytime you do any urban exploring, doesn't matter if you're doing some amateur ghost hunting or you just like old decrepit buildings, the biggest fear is you don't know if you're hearing something spooky and supernatural like that, or if like it's literally just strung out people who've broken into the building.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Still scary.
Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. And
like, is this a homeless person that is just lost and they need shelter?
That's actually part of the reason why I kind of like
Is it a coyote?
Oh, coyotes
do they yell?
Yeah, they make the worst noise ever. I hate a coyote yell.
But I don't think coyotes are on the East Coast. I think they're only on the West Coast in Texas. I don't come to me for geography locations of animal and their genus.
Nah, me neither.
I do not know. Ooh, he sent us a link. He sent us a link.
Place, super fun. Thank
Utica.
you.
Ooh, Utica. I know Utica.
So,
let's see.
One thing with my house that I lived in growing up is currently I live really, really close to it, and I'd love to get back. But this is great, and I love it. The turnover rate of people who moved in that house who moved out has been like consistent, and we tried to tell when we lost the house. We tried to tell the realtor to be something like, make sure you tell people that it's haunted.
He's not going to do that.
And he didn't.
He did not do
that.
But
I learned this recently, and we're going to talk about it here. There is no joke. There is a very, very famous court case that people call the Ghostbusters decision, actually, that legally defined that a realtor, if they know a house is haunted, they have to tell who's moving in.
Well, I would think so. Because of religious reasons. Maybe you just don't want to fuck with it.
I just find it really funny because, obviously the government doesn't believe in hauntings. They don't have legislation about it. But this is an honest, real law.
But what about that one ghost?
Exactly. So
good lead-in. We got a good lead-in.
So the whole reason that the Ghostbusters ruling happened was because of a house in New York that is the only building in the U.S. that is legally haunted. And you might ask, what does legally haunted mean? And the answer is that a court decided that it is haunted. And I love it. I learned it's on Airbnb right now.
Oh, we gotta go! Yeah, right? Wait, where is it?
It's in New York.
Oh, let's go! Let's go!
But yeah, I just learned that it's on Airbnb, which is hilarious. But in the 90s, there was a family living in it called the Ackleys, and basically they bought this house as their first, American dream, and they were going to live in it and have a good time. Kind of like the Amityville Horror. They started experiencing all kinds of no good juju, which you can find on Wikipedia easily enough.
Yeah.
And there came a point where the woman who owned the house was like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I'm not gonna. So she put it up for sale, and then she told the realtor, she's like, I don't want to trick anybody into moving into this. You tell anybody who's interested that this place is haunted.
Yeah.
And it seems that maybe the realtor didn't, and there was no legal need to at the time. But this guy, I think his last name is Eccleston, I don't remember, he purchases the house, and apparently there was a casual conversation, which the realtor goes, and by the way, it's haunted. And he goes.
I would buy a house.
He laughs.
I would buy the fucking house.
He laughs it off. He thinks it's silly, and he makes some little snide joke about like, I'll call the Ghostbusters. And this is why this.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be honest. That whiskey was so good.
I know.
Do you want any more?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Thank you, Ashley.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Let's go leave this out.
I appreciate it. But yeah, ultimately,
Yeah, you are done. Holy shit.
I'm a big boy. I'm growing.
You're a big boy!
I need my nutrients.
You're only like...
I'm a big boy and I'm still growing. Pretty sure. But yeah, it's called the Ghostbusters decision because of the snide comment he made. And then when it went to the
It's $1,400 a night to stay in Amityville. Wait, is it Amityville that you're talking about, Des? Sorry, I didn't mean
This
to...
isn't Amityville.
No, I know, but he mentioned the basement of blah, 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 blah. Amityville is for... So, probably Amityville is not Amityville.
Because that house is...
That's bullshit. I don't want to pay $1,400.
Also, as somebody...
If the ghost can't pay rent, I don't want to either.
And as somebody who completely and totally believes in ghosts, the Amityville horror is not haunted. But that's a conversation for
I love the movie. It's fine.
Yeah. There's been so many movies.
I know. All 40 of them.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is great. I love it.
But ultimately, in court, the court decided the house was haunted and that the realtor should have told the dude. And when they made this decision, boom, it got added to legal textbooks everywhere. And technically, if you move into a house and that you discover it's haunted, you have the legal right to sue who didn't tell you it was haunted.
I would definitely think just for religious reasons or just for being scared, because you should feel comfortable in a place. Because we would love to move in a haunted house. Definitely. Like, that is my dream.
If it's like my Sheldon home, I don't want to deal with, like, creepy little girls crawling across the ceiling
What?
and stuff.
I mean, but entertainment. Free entertainment.
Yeah.
We could race them.
I don't want to find long black hairs. Oh my.
I know. I find enough
sheets
hairs in
and
my
stuff.
ass.
Yeah,
You
me
know,
too.
I had a season of shedding, and my God,
Yeah.
my asshole. Sorry.
The worst thing about being a shaved Wookiee is that I find my
You are
own
very
hair.
hairy.
Yeah.
You are very
It's
hairy, man. Do you remember
unfortunate.
when you shaved that bat
symbol in my chest? Yeah, I need to do that again.
Hey, Reaper. What's
Hi,
up,
Reaper.
baby? But Reaper, do you have any scary stories? I like how we keep looking over here. Do you have any scary stories? Are the screens over here? We're just making
And I'm
sure
not
it runs
trained
well.
yet to not look at it. Also, I'm over
Just like-
there and I look great.
I know, we look great. Sometimes I consider getting a boy cut or like a pixie cut.
Really?
Because it's like, okay.
Yeah, but you look good with what you got.
I know, I look good in
And
everything.
I
It
look
sucks.
good like a homeless lion.
You are not a homeless lion. You're a lion.
I am a lion.
With
Yeah.
vagabond tendencies.
This is true.
But your V is amazing.
Yeah. But yeah.
Hey Bob! Hey Super Bob! What's going on, sweetie? We're just having fun telling we're
talking about
weird
spooky
shit,
stuff.
and spooky stuff. But we were also going to talk about various media. So the Amityville Horror is great media.
It is. Both the original 70s classic and the more recent stuff that's all tied into, Annabelle and The Nun, all that whole franchise. The only cinematic universe besides Marvel that exists.
I wish we were talking about that last night, but I think Annabelle would have been scary if it was just a regular doll. Not a fucking doll with cheekbones.
Yeah, so if anybody
and
who's
hooded eyes.
Anybody who's seen like The Conjuring or Annabelle or anything, that's all apparently based off of real stuff, hard real stuff there. Quotes, super heavy quotes. But the real Annabelle is, you can go find pictures of her, and she's just a big Raggedy Ann doll. And I actually think that the Annabelle franchise would be spookier if she's just a doll, not something that's like, I'm designed to look evil and wretched.
That was a great voice, by the way.
Yeah, I hate it.
What would you think if a Barbie was haunted? Like astronaut Barbie?
As like a Chucky style, it's funny and people are getting murdered, great. But as a scary movie, that's hard. That's hard. That director would have a hell of a time making that scary.
Okay, so do you know the Devil's Tramping Ground? Because Reaper said when he was younger, he was at Devil. I don't know what that is.
Do you know, what state is that in?
Yeah.
And then my answer is a hard maybe.
Yeah.
And why you answer
And
that?
Death, what game should I play, guys? What game should I play? I don't know what to play. I need to finish God of War, but then God of War Ragnarok is out. But no one's going to be watching me if I play Ragnarok. Because everybody doesn't want to be spoiled.
True.
And I'm sure, you have other people who are very big who are...
I think that playing a horror game would be absolutely delightful.
I want you to play... I think you should play Outlast. I haven't played it in years. I would love to play Resident Evil 8, The Village.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to play that. I've also been wanting to be a horrible sister. Left 4 Dead, that's a good one.
I really wanted to play 7 in the
No.
Oculus.
No.
That's so...
No.
I never did.
No,
I really
no,
wanted to.
No.
I saw Aaron from Game Grumps try to play it, and it was delightful.
No, I have some limitations. Like, for example, the most anxiety-ridden game I've ever played was the Alien game. It wasn't even a paranormal game, but it was the Alien game because the way they set up the AI. And my little dumbass trying to hide in lockers, and it could read when I was going to lockers. So I'm just like...
Oh, no, that game is legendarily good at suspension.
And it was so funny because I remember talking to Dan, who was the community manager of EA at the time. And I was like, I'm playing this game. Oh, thank you for following Klausmel. Hey, baby, how you doing? Do you have a fun, scary ghost story to tell? Because we would love to hear it. Also, do you like my cute little emoticon?
I do.
Just like a dancing star.
That he's actually a character created by Sakurai. That stars.
Hey, here's what you need to do. You need to dress up and do that, and I'll record you. And then you'll be my new notification.
I would love to do that.
Okay. As long as it's cool and it's not mean. Because I'm like, what's a good joke?
It's, okay.
North Carolina. Thank you.
So that's not the one I was thinking it was. So no, I'm unfamiliar with the Devil's Tramping Ground, but I'm very familiar with both the Devil's Road and a place called Devil's Square. I was hoping it was one of those two. All right, tell us about the Tramping Ground. You said that.
Tell us about the Tramping Ground, and then tell your joke. And also, what is your best pickup line? And one of the safe rooms in Journey to Splash Mountain is the Tiki Room, complete with the iconic song.
In this game, that's delightful.
Wait, which game?
He was saying that in the PC version Left 4 Dead, there's a custom campaign that has Journey to Splash Mountain. That's awesome.
Like Disney
the Tiki Room, yeah.
Oh, Disney allowed that?
The Tiki Room is one of my favorite things at Disney because I'm into history, and the Tiki Room was the first animatronics at Disneyland.
What do you think about like the old school animatronics, like the Yeti and stuff? They want to get rid of Splash Mountain. Not Splash Mountain. They want to get rid of the mountain. I'm really good at this. Hold on.
Whoa. Okay, I'm trying.
The mountain.
How many syllables? What genre?
The Yeti. The Sweden.
Sweden? That's Small World. What?
No, hold on.
What are you talking about?
You're so beautiful. I wish I was cross-eyed so I could see you twice. I love that. I'm going to go up now to I'm going to go up to Rachel. I'm going to...
She'd love that. I love that.
Okay, yeah, they're changing Splash Mountain to Princess and the Frog. But Splash Mountain was Song of the South.
Yeah.
Which is like... But
also, which is kind of wild.
Hold on, hold on. God damn it. I'm looking it up. What is the fucking Yeti ride at Disney? Because you know it.
I just read your best joke, and that is so
no, that's not it.
Stupid. I can't.
Wait, can you read my just joke? Wait, hold on. What was it?
3 from the top.
I was cave diving with Sean Dragon today, and he told me underwater, I'm running out of air. And I said, yeah, Sean, you fucked up your asses. Oh, so good friends. It's not Expedition Everest. It's not Mountbatten. That's a fucking royalty family. Good. Go on the slide.
Also, Reaper Senpai, I'll absolutely Google it.
Matterhorn. The Matterhorn.
Brett, you saved it. Thank you.
Thank you, Brett. I was really hurting my brain.
So what are they doing with Matterhorn?
They're changing it. I think they're getting rid of it. And I just know like old school animatronics are terrifying to people, and that's why I find them delightful.
Yeah, I also find them delightful.
I think it's because of Chuck E. Cheese. I think that's what it is. It was the Chuck E. Cheese.
You ever actually get to go to a Showbiz Pizza, the thing that predates Chuck E. Cheese?
I don't want to.
It's great.
But I'll go.
No, the animatronics are legitimately way better.
Is there one in Houston?
No. There's one in Texas, but I don't remember where.
I walked up to a guy today and asked him if he is the PI agent of the Monopoly Congress, and he said, "What are you talking about, dude?" I don't get it. I'm stupid. But Hack EXE, yes.
Going back up to death. Okay, I walked through a few civil and revolutionary war battle sites at night, and it's a bit creepy.
With that much death and pain.
Yeah. Some of them are... So, there's a concept that Stephen King came up with that it's funny because even though he invented it for fiction, it gets used in supernatural circles a lot, called Thinnies. Thinny. And Thinnies are spaces in which... I guess you say the veil is thinner if you want to be spooky about it. And there's a couple finnies that are famously in Revolutionary War Zone sites, and especially Civil War, because Civil War was so, you know, family members fighting each other and stuff, that the emotional turmoil was so much higher than a lot of other wars.
And I think it was also just the fact that we were fighting each other. Like, we were fighting ourselves. Like, it wasn't us going against a major evil person where you had to demonize the other side, and they were neighbors and friends and family, and that takes a lot of marketing.
Well, and it's also a big part of the reason why Civil War sites have way larger concentrations of like hauntings and supernatural than other American war zone sites. Because, like, yeah, dude, when you're shooting at your former best friends and your brothers on the enemy lines, like, that's the worst emotional toll a war can pull.
Because I would at least like to think I have a kinship with an American. Yeah. Like, if we were in another country and I found an American, we would immediately be like, oh my God!
Yeah, finally,
you know?
Yeah, one of mine.
Like, if I was when I was in Japan, you know, if I found someone, it was great. It was like finding a friend. So just this idea that I'm fighting a brother or a sister in terms of, like, if you want to look at ideology of, you know, America, which we're really big on. But, there's a French and Indian war site in rural New York, where the entire town was, oh, you should go, Death, you should go.
I'm not surprised by that. Based on
this, that's a good one. You can supposedly hear sounds of a battle in Shreveport.
In Shreveport, yeah.
My grandma used to live there.
There's a couple, for whatever reason, this is strange. If there's a real scientific reason, it's got to do something with the acoustics of water. If there's a spiritual reason, I want to know it, because water is so strange. But there's a couple different like bays and rivers around America where you can, during certain seasons, at certain times, you can either see old battles on the other side of the river, or you can hear old battles occur.
And you kind of wonder, it's because people like to recreate those battles. You're like, okay, am I just really high? Or
yeah. But it's interesting. I kind of love it.
Nick, okay, here's an impression of the movie that only knows. Wait, where the fuck is this?
Nick is just hitting you with that joke.
God damn, Nick!
Why are you doing this?
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna start messaging Nick, and whenever I want to torture you, because I love to tell bad jokes to him, I'm gonna be like, yo, Nick's got some fucking good ones.
Yeah.
Like the stupid fucking joke you made us sit down for 30 minutes.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
And guess what? That other guy at the Chaos Show, he then was warming up the mic with that joke, and I almost ran up to him and said, fuck you.
When I heard him doing it, I was so flabbergasted. I had no idea that he knew that joke.
Oh, by the way, Reaper gifted me this.
Aww.
And he noticed. So it has had a part of... Anytime I've moved, this has been in a major part where, like, this is near my office. I'm in my office. So sometimes when I need a break, I just browse through these Zeldas, and they kind of give me a break. And also, are you guys excited for Tears of the Kingdom?
Also, when I came
Holy shit.
And saw that book, I was immediately jealous.
Yeah, Reaper has gifted me. He also has gifted me a beautiful sweater that I wore. And I didn't realize on the back it said, fuck. And I was just walking around my neighborhood in California, and I'm just like this. It's that hentai one, Reaper.
That's delightful. That's delightful.
I love Reaper so much. And he actually has... You know, I'm just walking around, like, warm, and I see someone, like, smiling at me, and I'm like, huh, no.
That's
it's not funny, Reaper. He's laughing, you asshole.
Very, very good. That's very, very good.
Okay, here's an impression calling from the chest, so the assassins are coming from the left. I don't get it, Nick. Nick, do you have a ghost story, sweetie? By the way, ignore the Moobot. I have all my stuff, like, advertising me. I feel like if we did an Instagram together, it would be mostly me putting you in my mermaid tails.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Dude, I may not have an ass, but I'm still a big boy.
You look like Hank Hill standing up, and I love it.
I do.
I love it.
I would bust one of your mermaid tails, unfortunately.
No. Well, I'll get the $200 one, the cheaper one. It's so tiny.
I do think taking me like Galveston or like...
Here's a bad idea, Lego condoms.
That is
What if you step on one?
I don't want... What if it breaks off inside?
But it is ribbed for your pleasure. Ow.
I don't like that in either hole.
Okay. So, what were we talking about? We were talking about ghosts. Famous ghost hauntings. There's I think the Amityville show in the movie, the Amityville house, is the one on Airbnb.
So, actually, it might even be the real one, though, because that house never got torn down.
Yeah.
I will say, roll all the way back, though, to Devil's Stomping Ground or whatever the name of it was.
Devil's Tramping.
Thank you.
Tramping Town.
In Texas, near Huntsville, there's a really, really famous location called Devil's Road that most of it's, like, big... it's
the
Tales...
Devil's Highway?
Yeah, it's got...
Is that 666?
No.
On California? Okay, then I'm thinking of a different one.
No, Devil's,
that's one of my favorites.
Devil's Highway is just Highway 66, which in a particular stretch of it. And
I want to go drive it.
No, Devil's Road is a stretch near Huntsville that these days you can't actually get your car to it, but it used to be the main road.
Now,
you
where
can
is
still
it
see it just near Huntsville.
Huntsville
is like 2 hours north of Houston.
Okay, so it's in Texas.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's one of my favorite haunted spots in the world. It is clearly, obviously, just urban legends, except for there's like 2 or 3 people who are still alive that in the 70s they went through it, and their experience caused a missing person case that lasted a good, healthy while, and I love it, because they just lost one of their friends while going to check out this haunted road. And
can you imagine? Like, you just go and do something fun, and then it turns into a fucking... Like, what if we lost Zach?
Yeah. Well, we'd be blessed for that.
No!
I'm just saying that so if Zach watches the VOD, he knows how I feel.
We love you, Zach. We love you very
listen
much.
to her, Zach.
Ooh, someone just sent us like
fun.
20 haunted places in New York State that will scare you silly.
Oh, well, New York State.
Yeah, New York is one of the most haunted places.
Yeah.
East and West. We were just talking about that.
Absolutely. I will say, talking about West Coast.
Check number 4. That's what he says.
Everybody in America always lists like the most haunted place in America as the Winchester Mansion, which if you don't know, the Winchester Mansion, the quickest, fastest rundown of it is the heiress to the Winchester rifle fortune.
I love that story. I just love her story.
Oh, yeah. It's interesting as hell. In the 1800s, she felt so much guilt due to all the people killed by Winchester Rifles, which at that time was the largest rifle manufacturing company in America, and it was the rifle used during Manifest Destiny. So she also felt a lot of guilt for how many Native Americans had been murdered with Winchester Rifles.
Basically, her family was a part of a genocide.
Right.
And she didn't get a say in that, but she has been cursed.
And it was during the height of spiritualism. So all the wealthy people were consulting mediums and spiritualists left and right all the time. And she had a medium that was basically on her staff. And Sarah got beset by a lot of back-to-back-to-back misfortune. And she was like, why the fuck is my life like this? So she went to her medium and she was like, how can I get my life out of the gutter? And the medium was like, well, you're besought by all the victims of the Winchester Rifles. Like, you may not live in a haunted space, but you, yourself, you are haunted. And Sarah was like, how do I fix this? And the medium was like, you need to do something where the ghosts that are following you and the spirits that are following you can't cling to you as tight. So Sarah basically went about
just sage.
Building...
Just sage.
Yeah. Just thousands of spirits.
All this guilt, just sage.
Yeah. Better than therapy. So Sarah went to Santa Barbara, California, basically. Went back when it was nothing. And she started building a house. And 30 years later, she just kept building that house. And then by the time she died, she was still building that house. She spent millions of dollars on it. Not today's millions, but her early 1800s millions.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what that would be today.
Yeah.
And probably $1 billion on this one hilarious winding mansion that was more or less a maze designed to capture and elude spirits. When I was a really little kid, I loved the macabre a lot, and because I'd already experienced some spooky stuff, and I basically bullied my parents into taking me there. And one of my first moments of being like, spooky stuff is awesome, yeah, was in this mansion. And there was a great earthquake that damaged a lot of it, but even today, the place probably isn't haunted. She was probably just being taken advantage of by a medium.
Yeah.
But damn, did this place feel spooky. It is fun. It is bizarre. Would
you live there?
Absolutely.
Oh, I know. It's really cool.
I've
always wanted to see it.
And there's a lot of stories. There's a lot of people who have had pretty intense experiences there that start to re-enter that thing I said earlier of people who telling a ghost story damages their credibility.
Yeah.
So why would they?
Yeah.
But yeah, the house is incredible. There's stairways that lead to nowhere. There's doors that when you open them,
they go outside.
If you took
right?
Better.
Oh, I love it.
open
always
up
wanted to see this
to
fucking house.
4-story drop inside the house.
That's not dangerous at all.
The whole house is designed like that. It's like something out of a D&D campaign designed to, murder a lot of low-level players.
By the way, call me Puppy. Hello, baby. How you doing? Sorry, someone was being sweet, and he was saying, hey.
Hi.
I know, I need to stream. I just don't know what games. I do need to play Resident Evil 8, but I want to play that with Robert.
I want you to play with Robert.
I think we should all play it with Robert. I think you and Robert should come over, and I play it, and Robert and you can hold on. And then y'all can also tell me what to do. Because I'm like,
I will say Robert also playing it would be fun, because he runs when he's scared. So watching him play scary video games is delightful.
Well, we're just so classic. Just throw the popcorn. Don't go in there!
Yeah, you guys are. My reflexes are too bad for that.
I know, I'm just...
Something scary happens, and then 10 seconds later, I'm like, oh, yeah. Which is, as a result, I can't.
But Winchester Mansion, and then, let's see, I've always wanted to visit, and it's so funny because I lived in California for 8 years, but I just never had the chance to go get it, because it is a bit out of the way.
It is.
And you have to take people with you.
Yeah.
And not everybody wants to go with you. And, so there's a Ghostbusters game that's basically the third film that follows the first two films. But the thing is, I haven't seen 2 or 3 of Ghostbusters. Sorry.
We can watch the second one together.
I'd rather watch good movies like 13 Ghosts.
That's true. Or House. House is a hell of a film.
House? I love that fucking
also,
movie.
Brett, that game's awesome. I played that back when it was new.
When did it come out?
At the time, it was canon, 2009.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah, and at the time, it was canon. It was literally the third entry in the Ghostbusters series.
Holy shit. Yeah. 2 was a good... No, I'm sorry, Bob. I'm just boring. It was released on Switch and... Okay, the Ghostbusters video game remastered.
Yeah, I actually didn't know it got re-released. That's crazy. I had no idea.
But I just love... I love playing scary games. The people who've watched me play scary games, it's just a lot of fun. You know, you just get to act like a goddamn fool.
For sure, yeah.
And then it doesn't help when you're drinking.
Also, it's just fun to get scared. It really is. That's why people go to haunted houses.
Okay, the mortuary assistant. What is that? Hold on, I'm looking that up right now. What is that? The mortuary assistant. Is that a game? Well, I'm about to look it up. Mortuary assistant.
Brett, are you not into horror games as in you're not into playing them, or are you not into them, conceptually as a thing?
Perform embalming tasks while keeping demonic forces at bay. We're playing this.
That sounds
We're
fun.
playing this. We're playing
really
this.
fun.
Would you guys be into us playing a scary? Because it's more fun when I play with friends. Because then I'm not screaming into the poor mic and I can't tell you how many ears I've probably blew.
Oh, I bet. I can imagine.
It's horrible. Not if you want, just get Robert to do this.
Oh yeah.
Robert is a beautiful man, and we like to watch.
And he's
him
actually
suffer.
used to streaming these days. He streams with Gary and Jahan.
What? Oh, on what channel?
Fresh Out the Box.
I must remind them that I'm better than them.
Yeah.
And
they very different group of people.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, because they pursue that whole
Ooh, death has left us and let's see. See how spoiled I am with my community.
Yeah, I love it.
They're really great and they're smart.
Also,
Sega Saturn Casper game. Ooh, 13 bone-chilling haunts in Texas. A long-term dream of me and Kyle's is to just go explore these places and film and have fun.
Yeah.
So you have given us vital information. I like how I'm smacking you.
Yeah. It's good for my army.
Oh, Athens. And, the thing is, the shitty thing about Texas is it's huge. So it's
I've stayed on the USS Lexington.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it has a ghost tour, which is pretty fun.
Ooh, Marshall Lights. Yeah. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Actually, I've seen them with my eyeballs.
I would like to go do the San Antonio Ghost Tracks. We were just talking about it yesterday.
I
how much
did
we love San
that
Antonio.
for my 16th birthday.
You bitch!
Yeah, no joke.
Why was... We gotta do that. Okay, from now on for my birthday, we're gonna go do spooky, scary skeletons.
Actually, can I tell this story real quick?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Okay,
I want to hear
so
this.
the San Antonio Ghost Tracks
I love San Antonio.
was just sent to us via link. Thank you so much, Death. Just Death.
I like
great.
that. I just imagine Death from Castlevania, Barney or Varney.
Varney.
Just that's big ass. I can't do the voice. His fucking English. Okay.
I can't do accents, so. So yeah, the San Antonio Ghost Tracks are really famous. Oh my god, this leads directly to something I really wanted to talk about. This is great. Are a very, very famous urban legend / ghost story that these days the community it's in tries to kind of hide, which I like. I always view that as something that helps make something credible.
Oh, because they're trying to...
They don't want people coming and doing this.
Okay,
thing.
they're like, no, this is our... Okay.
Yeah, and as a result, these days, it's really hard to even find the street it is.
And this is where San Antonio?
Yeah, well, near San Antonio.
Yeah.
It's compare Katy and Friendswood to Houston. It's like that. But So basically, the story goes that early on, when school buses first entered the like cycle in America, and they were kind of a new thing, there was a school bus in this kind of rural community right outside San Antonio that, as it was driving, it got stalled on a train track, and the bus driver, very convinced that he'd roll over the engine, didn't let the kids get off the bus and kind of like actively bullied them onto staying on it. And then train comes, and he realizes it's too late. He starts trying to get them off the bus, and only a few of the kids survive. The bus gets hit by the train. He dies. A ton of the kids die. That's the story. And this area where it takes place, a lot of the roads that surround that are all these names from this time period. Well, for a while in the 80s and the 70s, it was really, really popular. If you wanted to go experience something supernatural, you would go to this area, and you would park your car on these train tracks on this road that this happens, and you would turn your car off or put it into idle, and then you would feel your car start to lurch forward as entities pushed it, and then eventually it would go down the hill. And as a kid, I was, obsessed with the macabre because I had experienced so much stuff in my house. And so one birthday, I bullied my parents into taking me to go check this out. So we go. The theory as to how this happens and why it works is that the hill is what's called a gravity hill. Gravity hills, if you don't know, are optical illusions where you think you're at the top of the hill.
Yes.
But you're actually at the bottom of a valley. It's a really bizarre little thing. So the way you can check for a gravity hill is you bring a bouncing ball with you and you bounce it. If the gravity looks wonky, you're experiencing an optical illusion.
Yeah.
If it does exactly what you'd expect a ball to do, then it's just a hill. It's not a gravity hill. So we go, we find it. My dad spends some time researching because, as I said, it's actually really hard to find what this road is these days. You think in the age of the internet it would be easy. It is fucking not. This community does not want you to go and do this.
I wonder if it's out of respect thing.
I think it's one part respect, one part annoyance, one part they don't want some asshole to get their car hit by a train.
Yeah.
I think it's that whole thing. So we go. This is a true story. I promise. I swear this is true because it won't sound like it is. My big sister, who's way older than me and never comes into town for anything, comes down. My little sister, my mom, my dad, my best friend. We all go out to San Antonio. My parents don't tell me what we're doing. We stay in a hotel. It's a good time. And then the next night, we go out, and they wrap a tiny little present. They blindfold me, and they're like, we'll tell you what it is when we get there.
Oh, I love your
family.
family.
And we drive. And then they take off the blindfold, and we're like basically in the middle of the woods.
Love it.
Parked
My dream.
on a railroad. And I immediately just started screaming with joy. I was like, "It's a San Antonio Ghost Tracks! Yes!" And I unwrapped my present, and my present was a thing of baby powder. Because
there you go, the fingerprints.
Right. Apparently, if you just dust the back of your car with baby powder, you're going to see old hand oil. So that's not what you do. You cake it on because the goal is to get impressions where you can see it's pushed into it. And we park our car and we sit there, and sure enough, the car starts to lurch forward, and my mom starts to hit my dad, and she's like, "Kevin, stop it. And the car goes and it rolls around. And there's a curve right after the railway. So you actually have to real quick adjust the car. You need your access to your steering wheel. And my mom is immediately in a bad mood because she knows for a fact my dad is faking this for me. And I'm a little minister of science at the time. I'm like, we're doing it again. So we pull up around and we put ourselves where basically if this is the railway, the car's parked like this.
Yeah.
So it actually needs to get pushed up first, then forward. And we get in that position, I'm like, and this time I'm getting out of the car. I want to watch it happen. So me and my big sister both get out of the car. We have cameras. We have photos from all of this. They're full of orbs. It's delightful. We cake on the baby powder, and we're sitting there, and it's 5 minutes passes, 15 minutes passes. At the 45-minute mark, everyone's frustrated except me. And then while the car is off, it pulls forward. And me and my big sister are just both like, and we watch it go uphill a little bit and then roll around the bend. We took a million pictures that day. My favorite thing is my best friend does not believe in the supernatural, and he was there for this.
Was it Chewy?
Yeah, it was Chewy. And even these days, every once in a while, I'll be like, all right, explain it, Mr. Man. Mr. Too Good for Ghosts.
I love Chewy.
Yeah. It was great. But so thanks for seeing that list. That's one of my favorite places.
You saw the fingerprints?
We wound up, no joke, true story, we wound up with 2 big hands pressed into the top of the car, and then probably 30 to 50 little ones on the bottom.
I have a favor. Can we do that for my birthday?
Yeah, I'd have to re-find the row, but my mom might still know.
Yeah. I'm sure Vicky...
As I said, it's really hard to find online. It's really, really hard.
Watch her send us to New York. Like, yeah, from the road.
But yeah, it was incredible. It's one of my favorite little ghost memories, for sure. Also, Def, I'm not sure if you're from Texas. That link's from Texas. Because if you're talking about the railway killer, I can't think of his name right now. That's crazy. Did you live in Huntsville? Because I know that's a place that he stopped off at for a while.
Oh, by the way, we can also talk about, because we have notes because we're random as hell, basically the rise of people, their house is haunted after being in quarantine for so long. Or something's up with their house.
Yeah, that's actually, I'm so glad you brought that up. That's
I know, I'm so good at this.
You're so good.
Oh my God. Like, oh, Vowel? Or whatever that lady's name is. I'm sorry.
You're okay. Yeah, no, that's been a really real thing that's happened recently that I love is, and who knows if this is just psychology or ghosts. As I said, that's the story when it comes to these things. But like, yeah, while everybody was in quarantine, those first 2 years of COVID, the rate of people going, holy shit, I think my house is haunted.
That didn't happen to me.
It increased a insane amount. The actual, I don't have the stats on me, unfortunately, but the like statistics of people suddenly
Which is
realizing...
funny because you think sleeping at night
in
your bed after being there for about 5, 6, 8, 10 years.
Yeah.
Stuff would happen. Or maybe you're just so tired, you're just like, whatever.
Well, also think about it this way, too. So say you've got a house that's got like creaky pipes or something that's old, right?
Yeah.
And you hear mysterious noises all the time. And say because you work a normal 9 to 5 and you're only in your house, during sleeping hours, you're more likely, when you hear a strange noise that's not the normal pipe noises, you're more likely to write that off and just say, like, okay, it's the house. The house makes noises. But suddenly, when you're there 24 hours a day, every day, there's going to come a point where you'll be able to recognize the normal versus the abnormal.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened.
Like, this is
quarantine.
pipes, this is nothing.
Yeah, this is something I can readily explain. This is something that only happens at 2 a.m. on Wednesdays. What the hell? What is this? Which... you gotta love.
Something that happened to me and my old place in California, and this is so stupid. This has nothing to do with haunting. But I remember a bunch of noises being made. Like, just the papers were flittering around. And finally I just yelled, fucking stop it! And it stopped. And it's like, is that just... sometimes it's fun to play.
That's how you have to talk to our house.
I'm just like, stop it. I gotta go to bed. I have a meeting at 8. Fuck you.
Yeah. No.
But he just gave us... Death actually just did us a huge favor. Death, you... thanks, baby. Haunted train track right here.
Okay, if it's right, thank you so much. I will have to double check though, because when I tried to find where it was like 2 years ago again, there seems to be a destination that was kind of tacked on in the aughts as a way to like get people out of their property. So I'll have to check.
I'll send it to you.
But thank you.
Yeah, I copied it and. I will do my best. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. We've been live for like an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, I believe it.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah,
it feels like nothing.
Generally when we're talking, it's like that, though.
I know. When me and Kyle talk, it's just 5 hours later, it's...
Actually, while we're talking about San Antonio, there's another thing I really
because I love San Antonio. San Antonio is a great city. Texas is full of, like, really interesting cities, and it has a lot of history. Like most states. Man, I am so smart. Hey, stuff has shut up.
Nothing in the middle.
I'm gonna let you talk.
No, you're the one. You're the one. So, all right. I asked you this yesterday, and your answer was no at the time.
What was it?
But I'm gonna ask you guys too. Are any of you familiar with the San Antonio urban legend or ghost story called the Donkey Lady?
Hey, can I pee?
Yeah.
Thank you. Do you want to keep talking or do you want to do an intermission?
Oh, an intermission would be fucking great.
Let's do an intermission. We're going to go to the bathroom.
I didn't know that was an option. I'm so excited.
It's an option. It's an option. So we're going to take a break, guys. We're going to go to the bath. They can't see me. We're going to go to the bathroom and refill our water.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I want to piss myself.
Don't pee in the chair.
You pee on the chair. All right. I love you guys. We'll see you soon. Okay, now.
Bye-bye.
And I'm going to mute it. Are we unmuted? Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, here we go. Hello. Okay, so we're going to talk about
Also,
Donkey Lady.
Yeah, Super Bob. That doesn't surprise me at all. That is definitely the circle where Donkey Lady holds the most power. One of my favorite ghost stories, just ever, hands down. Especially being a Texan and living in Texas. Donkey Lady, the imagery of it always terrified me as a kid.
I think of these like very something opposite when I hear Donkey Lady.
Yeah.
I know, so I'm very excited to hear what you have to say about this subject.
So, 3 just real quick little things. 1, this is a myth/urban legend that 2 has a lot of fun personal ghost stories tied to it by people who have supposedly seen this spirit. And 3, Donkey Lady is one of those things where, like, you don't get ghost stories like this anymore. It's just, it's delightful. So, story goes, and that back in that rough and tumble time where things were hard to corroborate and records were rare, there was a family living off of a rural road near the fresh blossoming San Antonio.
Yeah.
And one day, in a drunken stupor, the husband of this little family, for whatever reason, nobody knows the source of his rage, he beats his own children to death, and then he attempts to kill his wife, and while she is hiding, he lights their house on fire with him and her and everyone still in it.
Oh, holy shit. How many kids were there?
2.
Okay.
According to myth.
Okay.
Now, the property is something you can corroborate. And, it's fine. The property is something that you can corroborate, and the presence of this old farm is something you can prove. But a lot of this is just long enough ago that you can't prove that any of this actually happened. Which all ghost stories kind of have this element. That's why European tales are so fun. But ultimately, his wife, while trying to hide from her husband, she went higher and higher up in the house. And as the heat rose with her, but the flames didn't, she wound up getting burnt, maybe to death, but in such a way where the fat that was still trapped in her poorly made leather boots basically baked her shoes onto her feet. And then while trying to traverse the stairs, she basically pulled her melting, sloughing skin off of her legs so that her feet ended just in bone and leather that basically melted to her in the heat.
That makes me hungry.
And her fingers got fully exposed to the bone, and while she was trying to use her charred hands to fight and protect herself, she broke off most of her hands in this, and the skin of her face started sloughing off and falling off of her skull, which she tried to keep on in a panic until she died right after her husband. What little was left of her tried to stumble out into the air and say something or ask for some help, but there was nothing really much left, and she fell into the San Antonio River and died.
Oh, shit.
Donkey Lady is the spirit of this woman, and they call her Donkey Lady because apparently the way that she kind of melted alive in her own home stretched her face out just enough that it is just reminiscent of like a horse or donkey's skull. And then, because her feet broke off and her hands broke off, she has to support herself on all fours with nubs like a hoofed animal. This is why I love the visual of Donkey Lady so goddamn much.
We're going to go visit that area,
So,
right? Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
So there is a very
That's what we're
famous
gonna do.
spot. It's technically private property now. It doesn't stop people from checking it out. But there was a road, used to be a road that was accessible in the 50s to 70s, where people would see Donkey Lady on this bridge. And it was near the river that her corpse would have washed down on and whatnot. Well, what's so fun is this urban legend is so strong that, like, the amount of people in San Antonio that believe in Donkey Lady, and the amount of people who are only one step removed from people who've had their own Donkey Lady experiences is really, really outstanding.
Now, what causes, like, is it they see an apparition of her? Do they hear crying, moaning, wailing?
Normally it's down by the riverbed or while crossing this river.
Yeah.
They'll see a shape at the water's edge. And then when either trying to get a better look at it, or if they think it's a person, which is rare, asking it like if it needs help or anything, they'll realize that it's this horribly disfigured, melted, burnt woman, who then will normally charge them on all fours. This has been happening at least since the 50s. The various different tales of it reach absolute latest then. Some people claim it's been going on since like the 1890s, and there's some proof to that. What's interesting, and what a lot of people don't know, is there is a Native American and Mayan mythological creature.
Oh, okay. This is. I like that. I'm sorry. I'm just I'm excited now. I'm like, I mean, I've been excited the whole time.
Of course.
I'm really excited to hear about a woman whose feet melted off and arms.
Isn't that
and
fun?
I can't wait to go to sleep.
I love her design. But there's this Native American or mythological creature called the, I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, called the Siwanaba. And you can look that up, Wikipedia. But they're basically, this is so interesting, they've been around in myths since like literally forever. Since dumb freaking time. And what they are is they're like beautiful women that they only come to or approach like abusive men or really, really like just horrible hustling dudes. It's always men. And they're not always nude, sometimes they are, but generally they're very, very attractive from like the back, and they wait till the man proves that they are bad, so that they are a despicable, disgusting man, and then they'll reveal themselves.
They'll try to nag them.
And they usually, their face is a like rotted horse skull normally. And then from that point, they'll either kill them or curse them or what have you.
These women are my heroes.
But
I love that spirit.
What I've always found, what I love, is Apache are one of the groups that did stay in San Antonio for a little bit. Not iconically, but they were in that area. The Apache are one of the people who believed in the Siwanaba. So I do wonder how much of Donkey Lady and the Siwanaba, because like she's this horse-headed, grotesque figure. The Siwanaba literally just are rotting horse skull women.
Maybe it's a story of how, like, not only can cultures intersect and overlap, but maybe at the same time, like, it kind of reminds me of the ballet Giselle, when Giselle died and she joined the other weeping brides in the forest or whatever. I need to really revamp my knowledge of that, so I apologize if I'm completely off topic. But maybe it's like this is a history of women who died a certain way, and that's how they look like. And Donkey Lady is just one of the more grotesque ones.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I like that kind of theory.
Me too.
Like, you join the clique. The clique.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. There's another supernatural entity called Deer Women, which is not as exciting to say as Siwanaba. But the Deer Women are another myth throughout the Americas and Central America, which kind of operate the same way. Generally, they prey on like abusive men who are mistreat their wives and children, and they're like attractive and sexy and whatnot, and then they reveal themselves to be these horrible deer-faced women who will murder the fuck out of you.
That's kind of awesome.
But I just love between the horse lady, and the Donkey Lady herself, who has her own story. Like, there's obviously some run-through there that I find really interesting. But would it be okay if I read somebody's account of Donkey Lady?
Go. Yes. Actually, no.
Because it's still
No, do not. Get out of my
I'm reading it. So it's not super long. Bear with me for just a second. This was a family friend, not super close to me, not super tight to me. Let's say 3 steps removed.
Oh, hey, Death is actually, but he's like scary Donkey Lady real. Like, okay, Death,
you're on top of
You're on top of this shit. He's our buddy here. I'm gonna take this off. This is my cool dragon earring, but I doubt anybody's looked at it, and I can't put it on this one. So it was made for the other ear.
So this is from the first person. So, one night in late 1987, while at my best friend's house, 4 fellow companions showed up. Bored and looking for something to do, we suggested that they visit the Donkey Lady Bridge. This location was only a short drive from the house, 5 or 6 miles, and was a local favorite amongst late-night stories. They agreed, and we were soon driving out of sight. About 6 hours later, their vehicle returned to our driveway with only one occupant. Assuming he had taken the girls home and that he was ready to party in San Antonio, we went out anxious to greet him. What we found at the car is something we'll never forget. The windshield was busted, the front dented, and there was what appeared to be blood on the hood. We immediately ran over to the driver's door to see if John was all right. However, John was just sitting there staring out the window with a blank expression on his face. After several minutes of consistent badgering, we finally got him to talk. He, Lisa, Terry, and Jill had arrived at the bridge. They began to honk their horn, trying to summon the legendary donkey lady, which in the 70s is what people would do. They'd go to the bridge, they'd get drunk, they'd honk, just trying
Oh, no
to draw
shit, they're
attention.
seeing shit, they're drunk.
Yeah, oh, exactly, yeah, always.
Like, when I'm drunk and I look in a mirror, all I see is perfection, when really it is smeared.
There we go. After about 15 minutes of not seeing anything, they decided to go into the woods and look for themselves. What happened next is truly incredible, and if I hadn't known John all my life and seen the car, I would have absolutely not believed him. While walking in the woods, John said he got the feeling that they were being watched, which is everybody there reports that all the time, always. He immediately stopped and told everyone to be quiet. Looking around and evaluating the situation, he discovered what appeared to be two eyes staring at them off in the distance. These eyes seemed to be reflecting the moonlight, or of a color that he said was indescribable. The girls panicked and began to run back to the car. John was quick to follow, and soon after he turned away, there was a horrible scream from the direction of the eyes.
Love it.
He described it as almost being a cry from an intelligent animal. Too afraid to turn around, he picked up the pace as he ran to the car. When he got there, the girls were already in the car, screaming for him to get in and leave. As he was trying to find his keys, he heard what seemed to be the sounds of a horse running in their direction. Starting the car, he slammed it into gear and put it into the floor. Suddenly, a figure appeared on the road in front of them. Too afraid to stop, John collided with a figure. It hit the hood of the car and rolled over the roof. Looking in his rearview mirror, he said he thought the figure got up and continued to pursue them. After hearing this and seeing the condition of the car, Steve and I immediately felt this deserved a second look. John told us we'd never return to that bridge again, but if he wanted to risk our lives, to go straight ahead. Grabbing 2 flashlights and a pair of shotguns, these were the biggest weapons Steve's father had, we jumped on a pickup and made our way to the bridge.
They went back?
Well, with shotguns, but yes. As we drew closer, we slowed down and turned on the mini road lights my truck had. These lit the road and the woods to the side of us as if it was daytime, giving us an outstanding view of the bridge as we approached. The first thing we noticed as the bridge drew near were the numerous amounts of blood on the road. However, these were the only signs of evidence we could find. Upon investigation of the woods by foot and shotguns, we discovered what seemed to be several tracks of a small, almost unshod horse leading to the road. After several hours looking and not finding anything else, we returned to the house. By this time, John had already found his way home, and we lay in bed too excited to sleep. But yeah, that's a story of a friend that's only a few steps away from knowing me and my family.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, very fun
But
thing.
I feel like I would want to bring an offering, like maybe a nice bathroom set. I mean, it's a woman.
Yeah,
it's a woman. Like, bitch, she wants some chocolate.
Some makeup to cover up that donkey
yes!
face.
Like, give a girl some chocolate. She's great.
Maybe some
God,
ballet
kill me.
shoes for stump feet.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Get her heels. Can you imagine dog like?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that imagery. It sucks too, though. Like, there's so many incredible artists out there, and there's like no fun artist depictions of Donkey Lady, like at all.
Hey, so if you're an artist, do a depiction of Donkey Lady.
Hell yeah. That'd be
Hey,
awesome.
Reaper, you got a TikTok? Do a TikTok about Donkey Lady.
Ugh.
He actually has a really cool TikTok.
Nice.
I need to watch it again.
But
like, it's been forever.
But yeah, that's one of my favorites. And when you told me last night you didn't know Donkey Lady, I was
didn't
like,
know.
oh, I want to.
I immediately went to Donkey fucking
Oh, I assumed.
because I'm like, oh,
Yeah, Donkey Ladies, Mexico, whatever.
I mean, I get it. Sometimes you just okay. I'm gonna shut up.
You're right. Super Bob, you're absolutely correct. There is a Donkey Lady Easter egg in Red Dead 2.
Red Dead 2?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
totally. It's just
Wait, how far into the game?
I don't remember.
Because I haven't finished it.
So it's not like a plot thing at all. There's just there's a farm
Yeah.
where like I don't remember if it's like a well or something, but there's a corpse of like a lady who was obviously being like worked like a donkey.
Yeah.
And like her skull is like super like elongated and funky and weird and.
Do you know what, if there was a side quest, you know the name of the side quest or what farm? Because I would like to YouTube that. Because I haven't finished the game. It's been years since I played the game.
It's a good game.
It's a great game. It's just really big.
Yeah.
And I think after a while, I'm like, okay.
It's also not necessarily your style, which is fine.
I really did like it. I liked I liked Arthur. I liked Arthur a lot. But it's just, my ADD was like, okay, I need something a bit more. I need something to feed a little bit. Like, that's kind of like why I like scary games, is because you're getting that serotonin of fear and stress.
Absolutely.
And it's that spike.
Yeah.
It's that spike.
No, I feel you. I love a good scary game. I don't play very many of them though because
Okay, what's the ones you play? Because remember, we were talking about Outlast. I don't know if y'all remember, but I played Outlast on my channel a couple of years ago. It is one of the best. I won't play it again unless it's with people. It's very scary. And I'm probably building it up in my head.
No, Outlast is pretty well known for being, especially if like you don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Because any scary game isn't scary at all anymore once you have played it a million times. And
I've only played it once, and that was enough. But the thing is, it's been a hot minute since I've played it, so that's why I would want to play it with friends because that makes it more fun. And then we can all scream and be ridiculous together.
Yeah.
Me and Robert will be the ones screaming. You'll be like, "This is great! This is a fun time."
The only time Robert ever almost experienced something in our house ever, and it didn't wind up being a thing, but it was spooky what was happening, and Robert just left. He just straight up left. It was incredible.
What was it?
We were in our kitchen, and we started hearing like noises from our dining room, but there was no one in the dining room, and like every time we would step out of the dining room, we would hear those noises again.
What kind of noises?
Well, it didn't wind up being a supernatural thing, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, wow.
But Robert, that started, and he was there to like hang that whole night, and he said as soon as it started, he just went, "Nope, fuck this," and he just left. We thought he was joking with us, and he just left.
I mean, that's a self-preservation at its finest. We're over here going, "What the?" And he's just like, "Nope, that's not." Let's see.
No, I always hate that I am like the token white guy when it comes to that kind of thing.
Ooh, Donkey Lady Bridge. Ooh, why y'all sending me this shit? I love it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make Kyle
we need to
watch
keep
it.
these links.
No, what I'm doing is I'm like opening them and making sure to save them because I actually really appreciate this. Let's see. And then Death has got our back for sure.
I know,
love it.
I noticed. I've seen it.
I know, like, goddamn. And I also got 13 Bone Chilling Haunts of Texas because that's what we really want to do. We really want to explore Texas because Texas is weird. It has a deep history. It's old.
It's weird, old, and it's not weird and old the same way the East Coast and the West Coast is. It's very much... It's the reason they call it the Third Coast. And it is. I love it.
But what are some scary games you have played?
So some of them aren't scary at all anymore, but when I played them...
They were scary.
They were at the time. It's like, fuck, I remember when...
Kirby?
I remember when the original Resident Evil 2 was new.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, that was terrifying. It was terrifying.
No, these days the only ones I've played an embarrassing amount of FNAF, which for my age is embarrassing.
I haven't played it.
When BioShock was new, BioShock 2.
I have not played any of the BioShock, and I should. That's actually not a bad stream game.
No,
I should do that.
I also just enjoy it.
I just haven't played it. I've played the first 2 hours.
I played Resident Evil.
That's a great one.
All of them. I think all of them.
Even the newer ones?
No.
Like when they were remade?
No.
Resident Evil 3 is really pretty.
I haven't played any of the remakes. I never played Village. But I like Biohazard a lot, though.
Let's see. I played Alien vs. Predator and the Atari Jaguar in the dark. Oh, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Atari Jaguar, yes.
I wonder what my first scary game was. I'm trying to remember. God, I've played... there was a really great viewer who sent me a copy of Until Dawn, which I would like you to play it. I know you're kind of like, but it is actually very good.
I like things. I'm easy. I don't dislike much.
I know. I just love the idea of all of us just playing Outlast. Ooh, would Riley get scared?
Yeah.
Then she needs to come.
Yeah, Riley just doesn't, though. That's her fight or flight mechanism is just not participate at all. I also love the old Castlevania games. And when I was a kid...
Trevor Belmont?
Castlevania 64, which is like the worst Castlevania game by far. And all the enemies are skeletons for some reason. Just, skeletons. As a kid, that game was spooky.
I just love the anime series so much.
Oh,
like
it was great.
I remember getting interested in Castlevania because they had Alucard in the game and it was on PS2, and it was when PS2 was at its height. And I never played it. I wanted to, but I just never did. And I just remember that. And then I watched the Castlevania anime and I'm like, this is amazing. Yeah, I don't know if I want to play the games now.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Because I'll get ruined. Ruined. Oh, for Dead Space. I've
never actually played Dead Space. I've watched a friend play a lot of it. But
so I do know Dead Space, and I do know the artist for Dead Space, and he was the monster artist. And I asked him, I was like, Jason, how do you come up with the shit? Like, how do you come up with this stuff? He's like, if I don't draw it, I have nightmares.
I
So
get that.
if he thinks
I
about it and he
get
doesn't
that.
draw it, he has nightmares. I'm like, that's horrible.
Yeah, he spawned it. Yeah,
What
I
a
love
great way to make money.
that. I love that.
I my favorite Castlevania game are the NES trilogy, Super Castlevania 4 and Castlevania Chronicles, which was a PS1 remaster of a game that came out of a console called the X68000. X68000. I don't know that console.
I totally get why people hate Simon's Quest from that original trilogy. I totally get it. The hate's totally warranted, and I fucking love that game. I think Simon's Quest is my favorite.
But isn't that
Castlevania
your
game.
brand? You love things people hate.
I don't mean to though. It's
No,
not like my
I think
objective.
you find beauty in the things that people don't.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I will say that the whole. I also Brian. I totally get not getting into like Metroidvania stuff. It's one of my favorite genres of games, but it's also one of those ones like I don't defend it much. It either clicks with you or it doesn't, and that's just the way it is. Like other games like Zelda, I'll always be like, no, try it.
Yeah,
Just
you have
missing it.
to.
You'll like it if you let yourself like it.
Yeah.
But Metroidvania, like you don't like it, you're probably not going to like it.
But Reaper did me a solid, and he sent me a bunch of games where, like, horror
Yeah, I
games.
agree.
And I'm not playing Alien Isolation again, Reaper. I love you. I'm not doing it. I can't. My heart. I couldn't. It's just because it can fucking Layers of Fear. I've played
I'm
that.
so
I've played
claustrophobic.
RE7.
I feel
know.
like Alien Isolation would stress me out just because of the
You
way you
are
hide.
claustrophobic,
I'm
and I
really
forget that
claustrophobic.
all the time. I'm a horrible friend.
Nah, you're good.
I'm gonna shove you in a locker.
Yeah, ooh.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, just
I'm like bad claustrophobic.
Phasmophobia. that's multiplayer. That's actually an interesting
Never
one.
even heard of that.
These are things we could probably, because I would like to start us streaming scary games,
God.
and I need to stream games for myself
God's Basement.
because if I can play with my friends, that would be really great. God's Basement, I have not heard of that. The Mortuary Assistant actually looks really interesting. I like the idea of embalming dead bodies and finding out.
That's fun. That sounds awesome.
Have you heard of a Game Grumps played this game where it's like you watch out for anomalies, and you have to watch out for you have to report the anomalies, and if you don't report enough in time, you fail. I'll send you the link. It looked really
I'm not
interesting,
sure.
but I feel like I would fail miserably
Yeah.
because it takes too much detail.
Yeah.
Too much you gotta like focus on detail too much. But what's another one? I want to finish. It's the one with Mads Mikkelsen. Oh, my boyfriend. I love Mads
Death
Mikkelsen.
Stranding?
Death Stranding. I started it and then I just forgot about it.
Death Stranding is another game that I really liked that I would never defend ever. Like people who hate that game. Yeah.
Okay, I just want
Yeah.
to play it for Mads. That's it. Like, I am one of those people where they used an actor, and I'm like, I'm going to buy it. Well, no, someone gave me a code.
But Guillermo del Toro is in it.
I know, but it's not him. He doesn't voice it.
It doesn't. I don't give a fuck. His big beautiful body's on the screen.
He's a big, beautiful man.
Yeah.
We need to watch
With a
Pinocchio.
good brain.
Anybody gonna watch Pinocchio when it comes out? We love GDT. Give it a two. GDT.
He's known for being called GGT. Everybody calls him that. Good old GGT.
Wait, Gil?
No.
DT?
Don't
Gil
call
Del
him,
Toro?
don't call him Gil. I hate that.
Oh my god. What if I meet him and I'm like, hey Gil? He's like, get?
What?
I platinum Death Stranding and never want to play it. I think when you platinum a game, it's going to take several years. Like, I remember I think I platinum Kingdom Hearts 1, or I did the most you could. I was like, I need to take a break. And 3 years later, I did the same.
My crowning achievement in my entire life.
Oh, number 3. I'm on observation duty. Spot the different game. It's random, so never know if a scare is coming. Okay, that's it.
Okay.
I like how they listen and we're just dumb. I'm dumb.
Yeah. No, me too.
No, high five. Oh, that's my friends. Oh, so, okay, why? You just never want to play it again? Death, you're in New Zealand, right? NZ, because you used to live in New York and now you live in New Zealand. I would love to go to New Zealand. Are you kidding me? But I would be the Lord of the Rings weirdo. I want to be cool. I would not be the cool tourist that's here for New Zealand. I'd be like, no, I want to go see the Lord of the Rings stuff.
Yeah. I embarrassingly agree.
I would want to go do Maori. Like, stuff. I want to go check out the traditions and the shops and the jewelry. But then I'd be like, we're going back to the Hobbit hole.
I would just really want to see the place because the place itself is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And then I'd
And there's so many
Lord of the Rings
sheep.
nerd, unfortunately.
I know, we would. I have Andoril right over
I
there.
wish I wasn't like this. but
No,
I am.
no. Okay, if you're going to be about a nerd about something, Lord of the Rings is one of the best things to be a nerd for because it's beautiful and it's a great story and it's well done.
I always get jealous when my dad talks about his days of being a nerd because he's old, right?
Yeah.
And old nerddom is so different and strange.
How so?
So he was just talking about the fact that like when the Lord of the Rings novels were new, that like they were this massive pop culture phenomenon, and he remembered that when Gandalf died fighting the Balrog, a lot of readers would not accept that they weren't, it wasn't their canon.
Right.
So there was graffiti like all over college campuses and stuff that would say Gandalf lives, and it was just like this. And like,
That's so amazing.
Isn't that wild?
No, wait, when
Yeah.
did the books come out?
70s.
The 70s? Let's see. Lord of the Rings. Because I thought it was a little bit earlier than that. That's why when you said your dad, I'm like, but your dad is still, I mean, not a young man, but he's not 200.
Yeah, he's not an ancient guy.
Lord of the Rings. Let's see. Hold on. I just need to find out for myself. Well, yeah, because The Hobbit came out in 1937.
Yeah, The Hobbit's 90.
Where did stages between 1937 and 1949? But maybe it had like
I don't know.
maybe it had like a revamp.
Yeah, I don't even know. I just know that the whole reason that conversation happened is there's a picture of them in front of a Gandalf lives, and I was like, but why?
Hey Fury, hey sweetie, how are you? But so Death lives 3 hours away from Hobbiton. Go fuck yourself. I'm very jealous.
That's cool.
And then he saw the original Star Wars in theater.
Damn. Jealous much. I never wanted to be a Star
I
Wars
still love
nerd
this.
in my life.
And now
I am. It sucks.
Kyle has an issue. Not an issue. He
No,
has
it's
a
an issue.
gift for
It's
lore
a disease
and
in my
Excel
brain.
spreadsheets.
Yeah.
I am someone who can be like, you know. And
I can't like things casually.
No.
I wish I
can't.
could. I just can't. If I get
I
into-
enjoy Star Wars. I like them. I have worked for a company that did art for them.
I never did like it.
But what I mean is, it's what I mean is, it's like I can watch them and be like, that was fun. I don't need everything to make sense.
Yeah.
And a lot of it doesn't because it's a space cowboy movie. And like I was just happy when Kylo Ren and Rey kissed. I was like, yeah, my fan fictions are real.
Yeah, because
Uh,
I'm in multiple. No, actually, I'm not gonna go down.
like I love Star Wars. It's so much fun. Harrison Ford. Oh my god. I love that man. And it's a great movie. But it's about space cowboys. It's about space wizards.
And space samurai.
Yeah, like
The
it's
Jedi are
it's
space samurai
fun.
wizards.
So when I see people, and this is me, and especially because I work on a game
Yeah.
company. When you see people take things too seriously,
Yeah.
and they're just become assholes about it,
Yeah.
it's like, dude,
No, I agree.
it's for kids.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
Love the series. I think episode 4 is one of the best. Wait, no, episode 5. I love episode 5, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
and 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4, 5, 6 came first. 1, 2, 3 came
Yeah.
second. Then 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm just wanting to make sure so I don't.
No,
sound
you
like
got
an
it right,
asshole.
yeah.
Yeah. But it's a movie.
Yeah.
It's a story.
Yeah.
It's an allegory.
Yeah.
Space wizards.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. What was the last scary game you played?
Fuck. Last one. It's been a while. It's been a moment. Probably when I was honestly replaying the Bioshocks.
What was the last scary game y'all played? I want to see shit in the comments. Like, what was the last scary game? And we can talk about it. Ooh, what happened?
I don't know.
We're
what that
still
was
on.
about.
We're haunted.
Yes.
The ghost.
Yes.
But I'm going to dream about Donkey Lady.
Yeah, man.
I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
just something about the imagery of
No,
a
the
lady
thing
walking
is with
around
us,
on her stumps.
We're going to go find her and try to be friends with her.
So
And be like,
fun.
do you need some water?
Oh,
Do you want some
man.
Skittles?
I would love for Donkey Lady to be my retinue of people in my crew. Hell yeah.
Go Donkey Lady.
Yeah. No, not like a Pokemon.
That's why I would use it as a
No,
Pokemon.
no.
Like,
I just like the concept you roll up to the club. Got
Donkey Lady.
Yeah. And she's got her bloody stumps.
toxic.
Delightful.
You've never been to a club in your life.
I've been to 2 clubs and I hated it both times.
Yeah, exactly. You hated
I
it.
hate clubbing a lot. But I respect
You're
that
not
other people love
22.
it. No, I
Or
just,
18.
I don't like dancing. I don't. I will dance because I don't get embarrassed, but I don't like. I don't. A lot of when I watch people
I think we
having
do folk dancing.
when I watch people having fun dancing, like I'm always jealous of it because I'm like, I wish I could just have fun doing it. Look at them doing it. It looks great.
Have you ever wanted to do something on, like, well, I mean, this is a story for another day. Lake House, Ouija.
Yeah.
That's another story. Would you ever want to do anything like that again?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you want to give a roundabout to kind of our viewers?
Yes and no, and actually, yeah. If we want to roll back to actual topic at hand, because we're so good at that.
We're the best at staying on topic.
I love the fact. Did you ever see the actual like Ouija movie they made?
When did it come out?
Past 6 years.
Okay, no.
Okay.
I'm really bad at
So
watching scary
that's
movies.
fine. It's not good.
It
I love it because like people give all this power to things, and like one of them being like Ouija boards and stuff. Which I mean, you know my experiences. Have you ever actually done a Ouija board?
At a sleepover. But I've never done a good
Did you ever do one with me?
No. And I'm
That's
mad
so
about
fucking
it.
weird.
No, so obviously.
How did you not?
Because you hate me.
No, it's not true when you know it.
You don't you don't want to accept that maybe some more ghosts would come out from me instead of you, and it does. No, I actually, that is a bucket list of mine, is to us do a Ouija board session.
I would love
like a serious Ouija board
Yeah.
session. Like we got incense on the standby.
with our old board though. That's fine.
We can make another one.
That's true.
We can make another one, and it could be terrifying. I just want to be scared.
Yeah, it's fun.
What's wrong with me?
Nothing. That's just humans. The human condition. It's part of the reason we love ghosts.
Like, it's not like
We like humans. If you are scared and then you survive the encounter,
it's hot.
it's fun. It's the whole reason we build roller coasters and shit. It's that concept.
I wish we should.
Because like while you're going down them, like you know logically you're going to survive the encounter, but like your heart and like the back of your brain, it doesn't know.
I wonder if there's a haunted ride.
Oh, it's
Well,
gotta be.
of course.
There's been a lot of
Well,
deaths on
I'm
roller
gonna
coasters.
Google that tonight. I'm gonna Google that.
That kid that got decapitated at Schlitterbahn 2 years ago.
That was just 2 years?
Yeah, at like Schlitterbahn New Braunfels.
Do you want to go to Shutterbahn?
I like Schlitterbahn.
Remember when we went?
It's like the only thing. Yeah.
We should go again.
Well, I like we just went on a like literal whim. It was like the middle of the week.
Let's go.
And it was
Let's
me
do that
and
now.
Nick, for some reason, I have no idea why.
It was a reason to go to Buc-ee's.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a reason to go to Buc-ee's.
Fucking Texans.
I love Texas. Oh my god, it's ridiculous. Okay, so we were talking about
But-
Ouija board.
On the Ouija board topic though, the
Yes,
movie though.
the movie.
Ouija.
Yeah.
Or Ouija, depending on how you want to pronounce it. They're both correct.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that it opens up with the Hasbro logo because Hasbro owns Ouija.
No.
And like,
No.
there's just something so beautiful. Same way, like my tarot deck that I really, really like to use. It was printed, published by Milton Bradley, which is like the people that do freaking Monopoly and shit. And like, I just love
Milton Bradley executives are Satanists.
No, I like that theory, but no. I just really enjoy the fact that these things we put so much spiritual power into are like it really is just for fun. And if you want to believe in it, if you want to follow through and think that there's
Oh,
meaning
I
in these
wonder
experiences-
I wonder what happened to our stream. Hold on, let me check our stream.
Did it break?
I don't know. It says it's reconnected. We may have broken.
That's fine. It's not a bad in spot if it did break.
Let's see. Let's see. Where's my shit? Because that's what I was wondering. I was like, maybe we broke, sweetie. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Do you want to quit for the day?
Yeah, we can.